subscribe, like the video, and, if possible, join Patreon. But if you don't have much money, you can support the channel by watching the novels on euroaudiobooks.com. Remember that you can participate in the polls so that your favorite novel gets published for free.
Ending gods of destruction. I have already selected the universe for them, so let them go to the 6th universe and the 7th universe. Luo Tian pointed out refers to Champa and Beerus behind them. Zeno felt speechless again. But you can rest assured that I will restrain them well and never let them mess around. Luo Tian comforted. It can no longer be like the previous gods of destruction without any rules and 230 million. Then tell me, how can I restrain these gods of destruction? Zeno asked calmly. First of all, the first rule is that you must not use the power of the gods of destruction to develop your own ethnic group, the existing gods of destruction. But anyone who violates this rule and does not intend to cooperate with the transformation, immediately cut off his gods of destruction god position. Kill those who refuse to accept it. Luo Tian said. Okay, no problem. Zeno nodded in agreement. The second rule is that a universe can only be destroyed if it is created. It stands to reason that the god of creation, Supreme Kai, is the greatest god of this universe. Luo Tian added. Oh, Zeno was slightly taken aback, but he didn't expect Luo Tian to say such a thing. Supreme Kai Sawyer burst into tears with excitement. Luo Tian, you are really a good person. Therefore, the status of Supreme Kai must be improved, and the gods of destruction must not be allowed to bully Supreme Kai arbitrarily. Luo Tian said, I have said similar things to all the gods of destruction before, so that they must not deliberately target Supreme Kai. Zeno sighed helplessly. But the strength of gods of destruction is too strong. The strength of Supreme Kai, and it is relatively weak. To this day, it is difficult to change this situation. Even if you give an order, these gods of destruction do not deal with Supreme Kai in private. Can you find that you can change gods of destruction every time? Chapter 87, A New Zeno is Born. The first year of the divine calendar. It's very simple. Let their lives be bound. Luo Tian said. Life bound. Zeno was taken aback. That's right. Bind the lives of gods of destruction and Supreme Kai together. If one of them dies, the other will disappear, so that these gods of destruction will not dare to make trouble everywhere. Luo Tian said his own idea. That's a good idea. Zeno's eyes lit up. Just do as you say. I heard that there are several universes that don't have a Supreme Kai, right? Luo Tian asked. Yes, gods of destruction in some universes is too rampant. No Supreme Kai dares to take office. Tian sighed. In this way, I will serve as the inspector of the god realm, responsible for inspecting the gods of the universe. Once I find a god with a problem, I will clean it up immediately. Luo Tian said his plan. God realm inspector? Zeno was slightly taken aback. Yes, I will go to the major universes to inspect and deal with some illegal gods, Luo Tian replied. After dealing with these illegal and sabotage Shindu, I will appoint a new Supreme Kai to take the position and then recruit new ones. The gods of destruction. If you want to inspect the major universes, I don't know how long it will take you. Zeno pondered. It's okay. There are a few universes that don't need to be inspected anymore. That's fine. Luo Tian smiled. Zeno showed a question mark on his face. The gods of destruction of the 6th universe and the 7th universe have been sealed by me. 06. The gods of destruction of the 4th universe was killed by me, and the Tauren and Goatmen who came to accompany the big gods of destruction Tiger to rebel. Which universe's gods of destruction are they from? Luo Tian asked here. I didn't expect that this kid could really fight. So many gods of destruction were wiped out before this. The two gods of destruction you mentioned are the gods of destruction of the 9th universe and the 10th universe, and their names are... The guard responded quickly. The name doesn't matter anymore. Luo Tian waved his hand. Yes. The guard immediately replied respectfully. What you said is feasible. I also agree to step aside and let my son become the new Zeno. Zeno smiled. Then I'll call you old Zeno from now on? Luo Tian pondered. It doesn't matter. Zeno smiled kindly and told the guards, "Let Xiaoquan and your brother come back." "Yes, Master Zeno." Guard 1 immediately responded respectfully. "Shua." Soon, Xiaoquan and Guard 2 returned. "Father." Xiaoquan rushed towards Zeno. It's just that Xiaoquan accidentally threw Zeno to the ground because of his excessive force. After all, Zeno doesn't have much strength now. "Dad, it's great that you're fine." Xiaoquan cried with tears streaming down his face. "Xiaoquan, don't cry. Dad'll be fine." Zeno smiled kindly. I thought I'd never see Dad again." Xiaoquan wiped away his tears. "Is Dad still the best? Did Dad beat Tiger after he woke up?" "No, it's not Dad. It was Tiger that Luo Tian helped to defeat. He saved Dad's life. You should thank him very much." Zeno smiled. "Huh? Is it the father saved by Luo Tian?" Xiaoquan was stunned for a moment and immediately came to Luo Tian's side, looking up at Luo Tian. There was a brief silence. "Thank you, Luo Tian." Xiaoquan offered to extend his hand. "You're welcome." Luo Tian also smiled back. "I will definitely repay you well in the future." Xiaoquan promised. "There's no need to do it later. Just repay it now. I don't ask too much. Let your father talk about it." Luo Tian said here, pointing to Zeno behind his small body. "Xiaoquan." Xiaoquan rushed over in a hurry. "Xiaoquan, from today onwards, Dad has decided to let you become the new Zeno, responsible for leading the entire universe." As for rubbing Xiaoquan's head, he said, "Hey, make me the new Zeno." Xiaoquan was taken aback. "Yes." Zeno nodded. "I don't want it. I don't want to be a Zeno. I just want to have fun every day." Xiaoquan shook his head vigorously. "Being Zeno, you can still play, well, every day, and this will not be affected at all." Zeno lowered his voice and whispered, "Let the big brother, the inspector named Luo Tian, do everything. Do you think it's good? Can this be done?" Xiaoquan was thoughtful. "Yes, Xiaoquan can do what he likes." Zeno smiled. "Then what is Dad going to do?" Xiaoquan asked. "Dad is a bit tired, so he needs to rest for a while." Zeno said, "Xiaoquan is grown up, so he should work for Dad." "Well then, I will definitely be obedient." Xiaoquan replied. "Then, Xiaoquan is the real Zeno from now on, and they need to call me Old Zeno from now on." Zeno smiled. "Father is not old at all." Xiaoquan pouted. "Today, change to the first year of the divine calendar." Zeno announced to the two guards, and then nodded to Sawyer. Sawyer immediately knelt down and saluted. The two guards also knelt down and saluted the new Zeno. Luo Tian did not kneel down. "Kneel to heaven, kneel to parents, kneel to ancestors. What Zeno? I just don't want to be Zeno. If I want to be, I can completely replace it." The inauguration ceremony of the new Zeno is very simple. So simple that no ceremony is required. "Luo Tian, please take care of Xiaoquan in the future." Old Zeno said. "Where are you going?" Luo Tian was taken aback. "I may need to sleep for a while." Old Zeno sighed. "My erasing power is almost exhausted, and I need a lot of sleep to replenish my strength. Otherwise, I will die too. Do you need me to give you points?" Luo Tian asked. "No need. As long as you sleep for hundreds of millions of years, you will recover." Old Zeno laughed. "And you boy didn't intend to return it to me. Let you see it." Luo Tian grinned. "I hope that when I wake up, I can see the bustling scene of the whole universe." Old Zeno stepped forward and patted Luo Tian on the shoulder. "Wait a minute. Have you heard of Salama?" Luo Tian asked before the old Zeno fell asleep. "No, I haven't heard of it." Old Zeno shook his head. Luo Tian thought about it carefully and remembered that Salama seemed to be a super Dragon Ball created more than 40 years ago in the divine calendar. God's calendar is not the same as Common's calendar. Maybe thousands of years have passed since the year mentioned in the divine calendar. In other words, the appearance of Salama will be at least how many years in the future, right? This is so. The timeline I traveled was really early enough. "Why are you looking for that Salama?" Old Quan Wong, he asked strangely. "Then do you know if there is any ball that can grant any wish?" Luo Tian asked again. "I've never heard of it." Old Zeno shook his head. "Is there such a magical thing? Can dead people be resurrected?" "You're right." Luo Tian nodded. "Old Zeno, what? You are the greatest god in this universe. Can't even you resurrect the dead?" Luo Tian asked strangely. "I can't do it." Old Zeno shook his head slightly. You can just erase the halo on the dead man's head. Luo Tian suggested. Ahem. Then his soul will be severely injured, and he may disappear directly. Old Zeno wiped his sweat. Forget it. Let's wash up and sleep quickly. After I plan the God realm, I will find a more suitable God race to manage the entire universe. Luo Tian smiled and said, but don't worry, your son will always be there. They're the greatest gods in this world. With your words, I feel relieved. Old Zeno nodded in satisfaction. Snap! The old Zeno changed suddenly, turned into a streamer of light, and quickly submerged into the word Wong on Xiao Chuan's clothes. The light is fleeting. Father, rest well. Xiao 860 will not let you down. Xiao Quan murmured. Luo Tian silently felt the word king on Zhao's body. Sure enough, the erasing power of this word is slowly increasing, but the progress of the improvement is very slow. It seems that old Zeno was right. With his constant sleep, he should be able to return to his previous peak state. According to him, it might be hundreds of millions of years later. After all, the old Zeno lost too much erasure power this time. Hey, Inspector Luo Tian, what are your plans? Listen to my father. Let me cooperate with you. You can just say it. Xiao Quan greeted. And I also want to thank you. You saved my father. Call all the gods of destruction and Supreme Kai from all universes, and finish talking at once, so as not to have to notify each universe. Luo Tian said. Well, good. Xiao Quan nodded. Then, there's no more. Luo Tian was still waiting for Xiao Quan to issue an order. As a result, after waiting for a while, did Xiao Quan have any reaction? Can't you let the Supreme Kai of all universes and destroy Shindu come to the temple? Luo Tian asked. Sorry, Master Inspector. Even Master Zeno doesn't have this ability, but Supreme Kai has the ability to communicate with various universes through the crystal ball. The guard explained. If you don't mind, I'll let you know one by one. Supreme Kai Sawyer responded quickly and had already prepared the crystal ball. Put the crystal ball on Zeno and let Zeno issue orders. Luo Tian ordered. Yes, Sawyer replied. Immediately afterwards, Sawyer suspended the crystal ball in front of Zeno while chanting words. Snap! An invisible divine power quickly covered the crystal ball. The first is Supreme Kai from the first universe and gods of destruction, Sawyer explained. The screen of the crystal ball flashed, and a Supreme Kai with light blue skin appeared inside. Chapter 88 Me. Inspector, dedicated to all kinds of dissatisfaction. Sawyer, you're looking for me? Supreme Kai from the first universe frowned, just about to get angry, but when he saw Zeno's lifeless eyes, he was so frightened that he knelt down. The Supreme Kai of the first universe never imagined that the person talking to him was Master Zeno. Huh, something is wrong. Why does Master Zeno seem to be getting smaller? Is there something wrong with the crystal ball? Hey, take gods of destruction to the temple immediately, and immediately give orders to the king. Yes. Supreme Kai of the first universe was stunned for a long time, and quickly nodded in agreement. It's strange. Master Zeno's voice has changed. It seems childish. Could he be Master Zeno's son? Yes. I heard before that Lord Zeno has a son. He should be right. I better go quickly. Next, Zeno said to Sawyer. The second universe doesn't have a Supreme Kai yet, and Gods of Destruction is dead, so there's nothing to relate to either. There is no Supreme Kai in the third universe, and Gods of Destruction is not alive. Sawyer immediately got in touch with Gods of Destruction in the third universe. The Gods of Destruction of a third universe is a race that looks like a rabbit. Luo Tian looked at the past from a distance and found that his image has some similarities with the future Dispo. Sawyer, how dare you talk to me? If it wasn't for you, how could those universes disappear? The rabbit Gods of Destruction cursed at Sawyer after getting through the phone. Then, the rabbit Gods of Destruction saw a scene that made him feel endless terror. Isn't this Master Zeno? You FG Sawyer. You don't talk about Wuda. You actually asked Master Zeno to answer the phone directly for me. Are you crazy? Sorry, Master Zeno. I didn't know it was you. The rabbit Gods of Destruction was about to cry and knelt down. Master Zeno ordered all the gods to come to the temple immediately. There is an important meeting to be held. I will ask Supreme Kai from the first universe to pick you up. Sawyer said. Ah, yes. The rabbit gods of destruction nodded. Shua. At this moment, the Supreme Kai of the first universe also immediately brought gods of destruction to cast instant transmission and appeared in the temple of Zeno. You came at the right time. You go to pick up gods of destruction from the third universe, because their universe doesn't have a Supreme Kai. If he rushes over from their universe, it will take a few days. Su ordered directly. Supreme Kai from the first universe was stunned for a moment and didn't intend to act immediately, but instead looked in Zeno's direction. Zeno tilted his head and glanced at him. Yes, I'll go right away. The Supreme Kai of the first universe no longer hesitated and immediately cast instant transmission to leave. Next, Sawyer made connections from universe to universe. Luo Tian discovered that among these universes, there are quite a lot of universes without Supreme Kai. The second universe, third universe, fourth universe, sixth universe, 10th universe, and 12th universe do not have a Supreme Kai. That is, there are 6 universes where no Supreme Kai exists. All universes have gods of destruction, though. Of course, there are already several universes that don't have gods of destruction anymore. Under Sawyer's arrangement, it took a lot of time before all the Supreme Kai and gods of destruction were assembled, and they appeared on the temple, kneeling and saluting to the Lord. Luo Tian looked at the time. It would take 30 minutes to summon all the gods to the temple. This is still a lot of gods of destruction, and Shindu did not exist. Today's god realm is simply a mess. It's a pity that the angels don't know where they are. With the assistance of the angel family, a lot of trouble can be saved. At least like Grand Priest, just snap your fingers and all Shindu will be summoned by him directly. Now, all the Supreme Kais and Sabotage Shindu in the entire universe are kneeling on the ground, feeling a little uneasy and puzzled in their hearts. What happened? Since all the supreme gods of the universe came to the meeting, why didn't you see Lord Gods of Destruction and Master Zeno? Why is Master Shaoquan presiding over the overall situation there? What qualifications does Sawyer, the Supreme Kai, have to stand beside Master Shaoquan? Also, who are those 3 guys? 2 cat people and a strange race. Hey, Inspector, tell me, Zeno said to Luo Tian. Okay, then I won't be polite. Luo Tian smiled slightly, stepped forward, appeared beside Zeno, and scanned the gods walking in front of him. The gods were stunned again. What's the situation? Inspector? Since when did God Realm have an inspector seat? Everyone, please raise your heads. Luo Tian said. All the Shindu present looked up at Luo Tian in astonishment, not knowing what he wanted to do at all. The guy seemed kind enough. Of course, there are also very few 1 or 2 gods of destruction who seem to have seen an ancient race from Luo Tian's face. That is Yuan Zun's human race. Isn't there no such race in the whole universe? Also, what about the 3 brothers, Relajo, and the others? Why didn't they come? First of all, let me introduce myself. I'm the first inspector appointed by God Realm. My name is Luo Tian. With a smile on his face, Luo Tian revealed his identity to the gods. It is not easy for the gods to make any comments now, and they all remain silent. The inspector's status is not low. It can almost sit on the same level as Master Zeno. Luo Tian added, well, it is higher than the previous great gods of destruction. As soon as this remark came out, the Supreme Kai who was present was able to say something, but the gods of destruction immediately exploded. At that time, a gods of destruction monkey jumped out anxiously. What did you say? Are you saying that your god is higher than Lord Gods of Destruction? Even equal to Lord Zeno? The talking gods of destruction are bunny tribes from the first universe. Little guy, I don't think you are too old, right? You can't take this kind of joke. The Wolf Clan gods of destruction of the 11th universe smiled contemptuously. That's right. Let's talk about it when Master Zeno and Lord Gods of Destruction come. The gods of destruction of the 12th universe is also a rabbit clan and echoed. Luo Tian could tell that the gods of destruction of the 12th universe and the first universe should be of the same family. Maybe they were brothers. Very well. I don't have any other hobbies as an inspector. and I specialize in dealing with all kinds of dissatisfaction. Luo Tian smiled lightly. Master, do you have to deal with this kind of guy yourself? Let me do it. Beerus volunteered. Luo Tian nodded slightly. Call out. Beerus turned into a streamer of light and appeared in front of the gods of destruction, whom he had just called his favorite in an instant. The favorite gods of destruction is the rabbit family of the first universe. Rabbit gods of destruction from the first universe changes color slightly after seeing Beerus appearing across from him. This cat is so fast. Beerus slapped it. The rabbit gods of destruction raised his arms right then, ready to defend. Boom! With a bang, Beerus' palm slapped the rabbit gods of destruction's arm. Crack! Only the sound of a broken bone was heard. Rabbit gods of destruction felt the pain at the time. You must know that Beerus' strength has already reached the third stage of the gods of destruction level. Although it is only the initial stage of the third stage, it can be regarded as a relatively outstanding existence in gods of destruction. And the strength of the rabbit gods of destruction in the first universe is only around the middle of the second stage. Who wins and who loses can be determined almost in 1 or 2 rounds. And the current Beerus is not like hundreds of millions of years in the future. When they fight, they like to hide, and when they come up, they go straight to the real thing. Rabbit gods of destruction let out a scream. Presumptuous. Seeing this situation, the gods of destruction of the 11th universe and the 12th universe were furious at the time, and they were about to join forces to attack Beerus. Here, the strength of the rabbit gods of destruction of the 12th universe has reached the third stage. So, if he came up to help, it would be a little more troublesome for Beerus to deal with. Boom! Luo Tian didn't have any kindness and directly waved his palm through the air. There was another muffled sound. The next moment, the gods of destruction of the 11th universe and the gods of destruction of the 12th universe flew upside down at that time and fell to the ground with blood spurting wildly from their mouths. Seeing Luo Tian's understatement, he knocked these 2 gods of destruction away, and the other gods of destruction present all turned pale with fright. Those of gods of destruction who were not involved in this event feel the boundless rejoicing. Who is this guy? Why is he so strong? Bang, bang, bang. On the other side, Beerus also charged forward, beating the gods of destruction from the first universe until his nose was bruised and his face was swollen, unable to resist. The next moment, Beerus returned to his original position and fought there like a normal person. The Supreme Kais, Lees, were also stunned. When did God Realm have such a powerful god? What is the origin of this cat? Is there anyone who is not convinced? Luo Tian sneered. The gods were silent. Many Shindu secretly looked at Zeno. It's just that Xiaoquan has fallen asleep on the throne. Gods? The mentality of the gods almost collapsed. It doesn't matter whether you accept it or not. The reason why I called you here today is that I have to announce several things. Luo Tian smiled and said, First of all, it is about my identity. I have already told you about it. From now on, I will be the patrol envoy of the God Realm. The god position is on par with Lord Zeno. All Shindu swallowed a mouthful of saliva. Since Master Zeno doesn't speak, let's just listen patiently. Second thing, Mr. Zeno has important things to do. So Mr. Xiaoquan, the son of Mr. Zeno, took over his god position and became the new Mr. Zeno. My words are a bit awkward. Do you understand? Luo Tian went on to announce the second thing. As soon as this remark came out, the gods present froze again. The gods were more shocked than the last, and their expressions changed again and again. Well, why don't you guys say a word? Luo Tian smiled. You can talk about it in a low voice, or it won't be good if you get bored. The gods were really surprised. When they heard Luo Tian say that they could discuss in a low voice, they didn't have any hesitation at that time. Chapter 89, The God's Shock. Master Zeno passed the position of God to Master Xiaoquan. How did this happen? Didn't this happen too suddenly? Actually, it's normal to think about it carefully. Mr. Zeno also has a child in recent years. Isn't his purpose of having a child is to inherit his God position? The gods talked with each other, and they really felt that the world of gods had changed. Okay, now I will announce the third thing. Luo Tian continued. The gods immediately shut up and listened patiently one by one. The third thing is from now on, the gods of the great gods of destruction will be canceled. Gods of destruction and supreme Kai will be managed by me personally. If you don't do enough to satisfy me, I can deprive you of your gods. Of course, if you have done very excessive things, I don't mind spoiling you. Luo Tian announced the third matter again. As soon as this remark came out, the gods present fried the pot again. By the way, it's worth mentioning that the previous big gods of destruction Tiger rebelled, and I beat him to death. Luo Tian added lightly. After hearing the news, the gods almost dropped their jaws. Lord Tiger is dead? Real or fake? That's Lord Gods of Destruction. It is said that even the 12 Lords of Gods of Destruction are no match for him. Just die? No wonder Lord Tiger was not seen at the scene. Master Zeno is not here either. It seems that he has left everything to the newly appointed inspector. Then there are some new rules of the Gods of Destruction. I will briefly introduce you here. Luo Tian announced with a cold face. As far as I know, there are many gods of destruction who like to develop their own groups and make their own groups in my own universe. 590 is a blessing. Of course, there are some gods of destruction who do it more covertly and reach some kind of shady deal with gods of destruction in other universes and develop the ethnic group to other universes. Immediately go back and clean up your group, shrink them to a planet, let them fend for themselves, and never allow them to leave that planet, nor interfere with them in the slightest. As soon as this remark came out, the faces of the many gods of destruction present changed again and again. In fact, most of the saboteurs are developing their own groups. However, apart from the 6 universes that disappeared in the 7th universe, the other universes did not go too far. But it is still possible to rule a galaxy. Now that Luo Tian announced that they would shrink the group as soon as he took office, the gods of destruction present felt a burst of crisis. I won't pursue what happened before. I know that you all will develop your own ethnic group to some extent, but from now on, I don't want this kind of thing to happen again. Luo Tian narrowed his eyes and said, "In this way, I will give you 7 days to shrink your ethnic group to one planet and let them fend for themselves. Is it okay?" The faces of the several gods of destruction present became as ugly as they were. After 7 days, I will go to various universes to inspect, and if any universes with problems are found, let me personally destroy their gods. Luo Tian snorted coldly. The several gods of destruction present were trembling with fear. One more thing, you have to be mentally prepared. Luo Tian continued. Because the gods of destruction are too strong, they always like to bully Supreme Kai, who is weaker than them. When he was working on a planet, gods of destruction destroyed him and the planet he was working on, causing this Supreme Kai to die on the spot. In the end, I just said sorry, and it was over. The several saboteurs present at the scene knew about it, but when it was said from Luo Tian's mouth at this time, they immediately had a bad feeling. Do you feel like there are new rules coming into effect? So, after a while, I plan to bind the lives of your gods of destruction and the Supreme Kai of your respective universes together. When one of them dies, the other 10 parties will also disappear. Luo Tian announced. As soon as this remark came out, the gods of destruction present exploded again. Those few gods of destruction who hadn't come out to dance before couldn't help but sit still at this time. The gods of destruction of the 3rd universe raised their hands. "You say," Luo Tian said. "Master Inspector, you know." Gods of destruction of the 3rd universe said, "Compared to our gods of destruction, Supreme Kai is really too weak. It is possible to die when encountering a powerful ethnic group. The Supreme Kai of our universe died like this. If the life of gods of destruction is bound to the life of Supreme Kai, doesn't it mean that our gods of destruction, is it possible to disappear while sleeping? Stop worrying so much. Just protect your Supreme Kai." Beerus retorted from his side. "Luo Tian, my good boy, why do you choose to speak out at this time? In a certain time and space in the future, didn't you just disappear while sleeping?" Gods of destruction in the 3rd universe was also speechless for a while. This kitten is simply too hateful. In any case, Supreme Kai can be regarded as a relatively powerful god in each universe. and he can use instant transmission. In case of crisis, he can use instant transmission to leave immediately. Luo Tian said, "Here I also advise everyone Supreme Kai. From now on, if you encounter danger, don't take it hard. And when the time is right, you can teleport to the planet of gods of destruction to ask gods of destruction for help." Yes, Lord Inspector, the Supreme Kai who were present knelt down and saluted one after another, feeling extremely grateful in their hearts. Let's talk so much today. I'm afraid you won't be able to digest too much. Now all the gods of destruction immediately go back to rectify their universes. Luo Tian announced. Yes, the gods of destruction also knelt down and saluted. Act, you can all go. Luo Tian waved his hand. Subsequently, the Supreme Kai left the temple with gods of destruction and returned to their respective universes. For some universes without Supreme Kai, the Supreme Kai of other universes will also help to send it. Gods of destruction Rakuzi from the first universe had just returned when he saw Supreme Kai bringing gods of destruction Yakuzi from the 12th universe over. "Brother, why are you here? Don't you hurry back and shrink your own group?" Lakuzi, the first universe gods of destruction, asked. "Do you still have to do that kind of thing yourself? Just say hello to the ethnic group." The 12th universe gods of destruction, Yukuzi, smiled, and then looked at the two Supreme Kais present. The two Supreme Kais were also more knowledgeable, and immediately cast instant transmission to say goodbye. Only two brothers from the rabbit family were left at the scene. "Brother, what's the matter?" Lakuzi asked. "Brother, do you plan to leave this matter alone?" Wukuzi's face became gloomy. "But what can we do? That guy is too strong. Even his disciple, that newly weaned kitten, is also very strong." Lakuzi shook his head helplessly. "Didn't he say that? Lord Tiger, they were all beaten to death by him. In the whole universe, who else could be his opponent? And Master Zeno is on his side." Not in our universes, but don't forget, last time it was in a certain position in our two universes." Wukuzi showed a smile on his face. "Brother, it's not good. Do you want to open the results over there?" Lakuzi's face changed again and again. "Brother, think about it. What will our days be like?" Niao Kuzi said in a deep voice. Lakuzi thought about it carefully, and it seemed that there was nothing wrong with what the elder brother said. For the two brothers, the next life will be in dire straits. It's nothing more than the shrinking of the ethnic groups, and they can't interfere with them as the supreme god. In case they are beaten to death by other ethnic groups, will he just stand by and stare blankly? That's all about the ethnic group. The most hateful thing is that our lives are still tied to Supreme Kai. If one day when we were sleeping, Supreme Kai ran out to kill us, and we disappeared with him, who to talk to? Anyway, I will never agree to the idea of binding life. Wukuzi said coldly. I don't think other gods of destruction will agree either. But how will he bind us and Supreme Kai's lives? Lakuzi asked curiously. I don't know at the moment. According to my guess, we need to establish a contract with Supreme Kai or something. Shikuzi guessed. Although I don't want to agree, but if I don't agree, I will be beaten to death by him. I feel that he will never show mercy. Lakuzi shook his head. So, it's time to open that enchantment. Wukuzi touched his chin and said, the gods of our universe can't do anything about it. I still don't believe it. So the gods of other worlds can't do anything about him. Brother, if the gods of other worlds are really stronger than him, we are also in danger. Lakuzi smiled wryly. My silly brother, we as guides, guide the gods of other worlds into our world and bring them to the temple. Let them rule our world. We just need to keep our current god position. And we are also responsible. I don't think they would refuse to help him manage their respective universes. Wukuzi smiled. Of course, the premise is that they are strong enough. Lakuzi stopped talking and bowed his head to weigh the pros and cons. There was silence for a full minute. Okay, I'll listen to my brother. Lakuzi finally made up his mind and clenched his fist tightly. When I think about the torture in the future, I might as well fight it out or die. That's right. Zakuzi nodded in satisfaction and added, but the two of us alone can't open that barrier. It's better to join forces with other gods of destruction. I think other gods of destruction will agree with us. By the way, Shindu didn't go to the temple for destroying several universes this time. Are they all killed by him? Likuzi's face was sweating. Chapter 90, break the barrier and let them deal with the inspectors. It's very possible. So the few gods of destruction we have left can be said to be in a very dangerous situation, and we must unite as soon as possible. Niao Kuzi said. Immediately afterwards, the two brothers contacted several gods of destruction in other universes. 3 days later, all the gods of destruction gathered in the weak position connecting the first universe and the 12th universe. And in that position, there is a barrier of blue. The enchantment presents a large swirl of weirdness. It's just that this weird vortex seems to be sealed by something like spar, suspended in the starry sky, motionless. Let's attack together. We must smash this enchantment. Niao Kuzi shouted. The 7 gods of destruction worked together, bombarding the barrier with destructive energy one after another. However, after the seemingly powerful destructive energy hit the barrier did not respond at all. What? Is this thing so strong? Exclaimed gods of destruction. Master Zeno specially sealed this with his powerful divine power. All we can do is grind it bit by bit. Wu Kuzi explained. When the seal of Master Zeno is worn away, GSC, it can be opened. Then let's continue. We only have 7 days, Likuzi said loudly. We must not sit still. Success or failure depends on one move. Shrine. Master Inspector, I don't think most gods of destruction agree with your orders. Sawyer sighed. It doesn't matter if you don't agree. Then replace these destructive Shindu. Luo Tian smiled. By the way, Sawyer, you should publish it in the 4th universe, the 9th universe, and the 10th universe right now. These 3 universes, a new gods of destruction is needed, and humans of all races are welcome to sign up. Yes, Lord Inspector. Sawyer bowed immediately. You send us back to the 7th universe first, and then you go to do what I just said? Luo Tian said. Okay. Sawyer replied. Xiaoquan, I'll take my leave first. Luo Tian greeted Zeno. Zeno slowly opened his eyes and looked towards Luo Tian. Huh? Is the meeting over yet? I fell asleep just now. I'm really sorry. Xiaoquan scratched his head. I don't have anything to do. I'll leave first. Luo Tian waved his hand. Well, let's go. Xiaoquan nodded and replied with some fear. This is like the reason why children are afraid of fierce people. For Xiaoquan, he was really afraid of Luo Tian, because Luo Tian is a fierce man. Even the big gods of destruction tiger was killed. Master Zeno, I'm going to see off Lord Inspector. Sawyer bowed and saluted. Go. Xiaoquan didn't object. In just a split second, Sawyer immediately cast instant transmission, bringing Luo Tian, Beerus and Champa to appear above the gods of destruction star in the 7th universe. This is the gods of destruction star of the 7th universe. Sawyer explained. In other words, is it my planet? Baluki was excited. Master Inspector, then I'm going to issue an order message. Sawyer saluted Luo Tian again. Suya, when there are no outsiders, you don't have to be so polite. Luo Tian smiled and said, Anyway, you are also my elder. When there are outsiders, you could just call me Luo Tian. How embarrassing that is. I'd better call you Mr. Inspector. Sawyer laughed and replied with some embarrassment. Well, since you're embarrassed, forget it. Luo Tian said. Sawyer, you don't hold on anymore? Sawyer, although you didn't do much to me and my ancestor Yuanzun, but you were kind to us, Luo Tian sighed. Sawyer didn't want to talk anymore. What are you talking about? You might as well not say it. But what you say seems to make sense. I really couldn't be of much help, because I am helpless. We are facing gods of destruction. Moreover, whether it was Yuanzun or Rulagu in that period, their strength has long surpassed my supreme Kai. I am powerless. I will always remember your kindness. Luo Tian said. Where is there? The inspector is too serious. Sawyer said hastily. So I thought, how about getting you a supreme Kai Commander Dang Dang in the future? Luo Tian asked. I saw that your performance just now is still very leadership. Oh, no need. Sawyer shook his head lightly. Actually, most of us Supreme Kai don't care much about these gods. Supreme Kai is the god of creation and the god of maintaining the peace of the universe. As long as the universe can peace, to develop in a better direction. Even if it costs us our lives, it doesn't matter. Is it really unnecessary? Don't be polite to me about this kind of thing. Luo Tian asked again. You really don't need it. I'm really not being polite. Sawyer waved his hand. All right then. Luo Tian said no more. Master Inspector, then I will take my leave first. I will go to these 3 universes to release a message and pick out a new gods of destruction as soon as possible. Sawyer smiled. Thank you. Luo Tian nodded. KK. After Sawyer finished speaking, he immediately cast instant transmission and left. Luo, Tian, Beerus, and Champa looked at the gods of destruction star below. Master, this planet looks pretty good. Beerus giggled, looking a little excited. Master, when will you take me to the gods of destruction planet in the 6th universe? Champa pouted, wanting to take the post immediately. Let's go down. Luo Tian greeted. Yes, Master. Champa and Beerus answered together. Immediately afterwards, Luo Tian brought Champa and Beerus down from the sky. In the lake below, it seems to have sensed the arrival of Luo Tian and others, predicting that the fish has long been floating above the lake water, looking forward to it. After seeing 3 people call out, without the slightest hesitation, the predicted fish immediately controlled the fish tank and flew forward quickly. Greetings to the strongest god in the universe. Greetings to the new Lord Gods of Destruction. It is predicted that the fish will kneel down and salute. Luo Tian, Beerus' eyes widened. Champa also showed surprise on his face. This fish can also talk, and your kneeling posture is very individual. Get up. Luo Tian smiled. Thank you, the strongest god of the universe. The prophecy fish hurriedly said, and got up slowly, then looked at Luo Tian without blinking, and then at Beerus. As for Champa, it has been ignored by the prophesied fish. Because the prophecy fish had predicted it long ago, Champa has nothing to do with him. You are nothing more than the gods of destruction of the 6th universe. Let me first take a look at what gods of destruction in our universe looks like. In the past, it was just a prophecy, and it was somewhat different from the reality. Zero. Seeking flower 0. Hey, what do you mean? Champa felt pricked at that moment. Why don't you look at me? I'm so fat. Can't you see me? Who are you? Beerus asked strangely. I am the prophecy fish. You can understand that I am the god fish. The prophecy fish explained, I am the only god born on this planet. So, you must be very strong? Beerus' eyes lit up, and he regained his energy immediately. Well, cough cough, of course. Prophecy fish smiled triumphantly. Look at the trick. Beerus didn't have any politeness at the time, and patted it with a paw. Prophecy fish, boom, accompanied by a muffled sound. The prophesied fish was unfortunately hit and fell out of the fish tank, rolling dozens of somersaults in the air. Slap! It is predicted that the fish will fall to the ground and feel that the whole fish is not well. What? It turned out to be a bragging fish. Beerus snorted. TCH, I also thought he was very powerful. Luckily, Beerus, you didn't take it seriously, or you might kill him with one punch. Champa chuckled. Prophecy fish, get up. Luo Tian spoke. Yes. The prophecy fish immediately stood up like a spring and quickly appeared opposite Luo Tian with an extremely respectful attitude. Let me ask you, have you heard of Salama? Luo Tian asked. The prophecy fish shook his head blankly. Luo Tian was disappointed for a while. It seemed that it would be very difficult for Salama to come out in a short time. Do you have a prophecy about the angel family? Luo Tian asked again. The prophecy fish shook his head again. Ask and don't know. You'd better go swimming in the water. Beerus got a little impatient and was about to slap him. The prophecy fish feels that its psychological shadow area is constantly expanding. Why is every corrupt Shindu so domineering? At first, I thought you were a very cute kitten. Just as Beerus was about to slap him down, he saw Master's stern eyes staring at him. Beerus hastily withdrew his paw. Since you already know that Beerus is the new gods of destruction of this universe, I hope you two get along well. Luo Tian said to the prophecy fish. Prophecy fish, you are too much. You should tell your apprentice this. I just want to get along with him. Beerus, don't bully a fish for nothing. Luo Tian said. Understood, Master, don't worry. Beerus patted his chest to reassure. The prophecy fish knows more than me about many things. You can ask him if you don't understand. Luo Tian looked up at the sky. Hey, Master, are you leaving here? Beerus heard it and asked quickly. I plan to go around various universes. Luo Tian pondered. You don't need to follow. Master, what about me? Master, don't you want me? Champa almost cried. What's the situation? Why are you crying? Luo Tian was taken aback. Master, didn't you say that you want me to be gods of destruction in the 6th universe? Champa said. What else am I doing? Are you in such a hurry to take office? Luo Tian smiled and said, Are you having a farewell ceremony with Cat Star? That's right. Champa breathed a sigh of relief and nodded solemnly. I know, Master. Thank you, Master 10. Chapter 91 Champa. Go to hell to find Mom and Dad. During this time, you should do some things you want to do first. Luo Tian got up slowly, flew into the sky, and waved goodbye to Champa and Beerus. Call out. The next moment, Luo Tian turned into a streamer of light and disappeared on the spot in an instant. Luo Tian traveled around the universe and took a look at the situation of each universe, by the way. 7th universe, Gods of Destruction Star. From today onwards, I will name this planet Beerus Planet. How about it? Champa, Beerus said excitedly. Then my planet in the 6th universe is called Planet Champa. Champa was also very excited. The two brothers held hands and jumped high on the planet. The prophecy fish was silent on the side. Brothers Beerus and Champa were happy for a while, and then they looked at the prophecy fish. Prophecy fish, don't look at me. I'm scared. Hey, prophecy fish, I ask you, am I gods of destruction now? Beerus asked. Have you been appointed by Master Zeno? Asked the prophecy fish. That is the official certification. Of course, Beerus nodded. My master is still a god on the same level as Lord Zeno. He is the inspector of the gods. There is nothing surprising about the prophecy fish. 050. After all, that one is the most powerful god in the universe. So, is it such a simple thing to become gods of destruction? Champa pondered. This kind of thing is not so simple. The prophecy fish sighed. First of all, you have to defeat the previous gods of destruction before you can take office. Secondly, you have to obtain official certification. If you cannot get official certification, it belongs to the rebellion. Do you know the result of the rebellion? It will be wiped out. Got it. Champa waved his hand perfunctorily. Also, since you are all gods of destruction now, you should also change your clothes. Prophecy fish said, It's best to wear gods of destruction clothes. When you said that, I remembered. Beerus nodded and asked, Where are the clothes? I'll give it to you, said the prophetic fish, waving his hands towards Beerus' body in the air. Snapped. An invisible divine power quickly covered Beerus' body. Immediately, Beerus transformed, and the clothes on his body took on a new look, becoming the unique style of gods of destruction. Looking at the past from a distance, apart from the height gap between the current Beerus and the future Beerus, everything else is almost the same. It's just that his face is still relatively immature. After all, he is only 3 years old this year. It's amazing magic. I want to learn it too. Beerus was amazed. It's very simple. I will teach you in the future. The prophecy fish smiled. Thank you in advance then. Beerus thanked. And this ear's sticker. Prophecy fish took out another gold ear sticker and handed it to Beerus with both hands. This is a unique decoration for gods of destruction. What is it for? Can it increase strength? Beerus took it curiously and put it on his ear casually. No, it's purely for decoration. The prophecy fish replied. Beerus even wanted to take off the ear stickers immediately. What do you think, Champa? This new look? Beerus asked. I think it's cool. Champa's eyes lit up, and he hurriedly urged the prophecy fish. That fish. Hurry up and give me a suit too. Okay, Master Champa. Prophecy fish nodded, pointing at Champa with both hands. Immediately, the clothes on Champa also took on a new look. Immediately afterwards, the prophecy fish took out a new ear sticker and handed it to Champa with both hands. Champa also put the ear stickers on his ears. 2 cats and a fish gossiped for a while. Prophecy fish, do you know where the cat star is? Beerus asked. Cat Star? It's very far away from here. The previous picture alone took 2 days to fly. Prophecy Fish asked and answered. So we have to fly for at least a day and a half. Champa pondered. Do you want to go back? Beerus asked. I'm afraid this time going back will be the last time we see friends from Cat Star. That's right. Even if we can meet each other in the future, we can't deliberately develop them. Champa sighed helplessly. It is predicted that the eyes of the fish will shine. Don't these 2 cats develop their own clan? That would be great. But before going back, there is one more important thing to do. Beerus said in a deep voice. What's the matter? Champa was taken aback. You forgot what we said before. Go to the underworld to find our parents and brother Luo Tian. Beerus said. But how to get to the underworld? Champa asked. The next moment, Champa looked at the prophecy fish together with him. Prophecy fish, you must know how to get to hell? Beerus asked. This, I can tell you in advance. Even if you are the gods of destruction, the most powerful gods in this universe, you have no right to bring people from the underworld. That is a felony. It is strictly forbidden in the god realm, yes, said the prophecy fish with a serious expression. We're going to visit our parents. Isn't that a violation? Beerus asked. It's okay. The prophecy fish heaved a sigh of relief. Tell us quickly, how can we get to the underworld? Champa asked hastily. Flying up from here, you can see layers of invisible barriers. Inside these invisible barriers is another world, which is the underworld. The prophecy fish explained. Champa, let's go. Beerus said. Okay. Champa nodded. Whoa. The 2 cats turned into 2 purple streamers and fell into the starry sky in an instant, before disappearing without a trace. Hey, don't mess around in the underworld. The prophecy fish exhorted loudly. Champa and Beerus kept speeding up, as the prophetic fish said. After walking for more than 40 minutes, the 2 kittens finally saw layers of flowing barriers. Champa, let's go. Beerus nodded at Champa. Champa looked expectant in his eyes. Bang! Bang! The 2 directly penetrated the barrier and entered another world in an instant. Both cats' eyes lit up, and they saw a world that made them feel completely strange. In this world, there are gold clouds everywhere underground, and the clouds flow slowly like a stream, and the starry sky in the sky is also boundless, more beautiful than the stars. Below, a long passage stretches for tens of thousands of miles, with no end in sight. On this passage, white souls are queuing up one after another. Looking from a distance, one can vaguely see that there is a table at the end of the passage, and a titan is working on the table. Champa, is that guy King Yin Luo? Beerus pointed to the front, probably. Champa nodded. We went over and asked. He must know where our parents are, Beerus said. Yeah. Champa became more and more excited. Whoa. In an instant, the 2 cats appeared above the main hall of King Yin Luo. King Yin Luo was stunned for a moment, then turned his head to look in the direction of Champa and Beerus. Hey, who are you? Come down and queue. You can't jump in line. Jumping in line is immoral. A staff member immediately yelled at Champa and Beerus. King Yin Luo also frowned, rubbing his chin and looking at Champa and Beerus. Where did these 2 kittens come from? Why do their clothes look a bit like gods of destruction? I am Beerus, the newly appointed gods of destruction of the 7th universe. And he's my younger brother Champa, who is also the newly appointed gods of destruction of the 6th universe. Beerus replied, What? When did the 7th universe change to gods of destruction? King Yin Luo's face changed slightly. The previous figure of gods of destruction committed heinous crimes alone, and was imprisoned together with Relajo, the gods of destruction of the 6th universe. Beerus simply explained. King Yin Luo didn't dare not believe it when he heard these words. This kitten can even name the 2 gods of destruction so clearly, which means it should be the new gods of destruction. King Yin Luo suddenly realized, no wonder so many rat tribes have died recently. Of course, King Yin Luo knew only the tip of the iceberg. After all, most of the genus were wiped out, so the soul disappeared without having time to escape. Therefore, these souls did not come to the underworld to report. Greetings, Lord Gods of Destruction. Yin Luo warmly engraved on his knees and saluted. The staff members also knelt on the ground. The staff member who spoke just now was almost scared to pee. It turns out that the origin of this cat is so scary. Will I be revenged by him? I wonder if Lord Gods of Destruction came here. What instructions do you have? King Yin Luo asked hastily. I want to meet my mom and dad. Beerus said, Can you 2.1? They should be in heaven now. King Yin Luo knelt down again, trembling all over his body. What? Are they in hell? Beerus' face turned cold. Why put my parents in hell? Have they done anything harmful in their life? Champa said angrily. Let me check first. King Yin Luo was really terrified. Check out. Beerus gritted his teeth. King Yin Luo hurried forward to pick up the Book of Life and Death and retrieve information about Beerus and Champa's parents. When King Yin Luo saw the message from their parents, his heart turned cold and beads of sweat rolled down his face. It really is hell. Slap. King Yin Luo knelt down again. This is so. What a tragedy. Tell me, why did you put my parents in hell? Beerus narrowed his eyes and said, If you can tell the reason, I won't make things difficult for you. At that time, the tribe of Lord Tu Dandan ruled the entire universe, even the underworld. We dare not say too much. King Yin Luo quickly explained, I want to send the parents of the two lords of destruction to heaven, but I dare not disobey the orders of the Rat clan. After all, I am not the opponent of Tu Duan. Chapter 92 Beerus and Champa Hell Walk. Now, I am the gods of destruction of this universe. So from today onwards, I hope that you will enforce the law impartially. Those who should go to heaven will go to heaven, and those who should go to hell will go to hell. Even my relatives and friends. They have done bad things, and they should go to hell. Those who go to hell must go to hell. Beerus shouted with a cold face. Yes, Master Beerus. Yin Luo Wangli immediately replied respectfully. Where is Taidu Wu? Is he also in hell? Champa asked. Wu Taidu. I'll check right away. King Yin Luo trembled and went to symbolically turn over the Book of Life and Death again. Okay, there's no need to look through it. Beerus snorted. Did you send all the rat tribe to heaven? Part of it went to hell on its own initiative. King Yin Luo was about to cry. Give me a new trial immediately, and I'll give you 10 days to finish it all, right? Beerus said coldly. What if some have already been reincarnated? King Yin Luo asked. If you're reincarnated, reincarnate. For those who have not been reincarnated, I will judge those unfair souls in hell and heaven again. If you dare to make a mistake again, I will be rude to you. Beerus narrowed his eyes. Yes, Lord Beerus, I know I was wrong. King Yin Luo responded hastily. Take us to hell now. You don't have to go there yourself. Beerus said, looking at the staff member who was more cheerful just now, and ordered, You staff member. The staff almost freaked out, but they didn't dare to refuse until now, so they had to bite the bullet and respectfully agree. Soon, the staff took Champa and Beerus and left King Yin Luo's hall. The staff members trembled with fear, fearing that 06 would be retaliated by the two gods of destruction. Beerus and Champa didn't bother with a staff member about these little things. Now the two little guys want to see their parents quickly. Under the guidance of the staff, the three of them finally came to the gate of hell. This is the entrance to hell. Of course, going directly down the snake path can also enter hell. The entrance to the gate of hell is heavily guarded. Not only that, there are various barriers and other things at the entrance. It is difficult for the souls imprisoned in hell to escape from here. My lords, gods of destruction, this is the entrance to hell. Entering from here is hell. The staff member hurriedly said, Open the door, Beerus ordered. Open the door. These two are Lord Gods of Destruction. The newly appointed Lord Gods of Destruction. The staff ordered to the gatekeeper. What? Lord Gods of Destruction. The gatekeeper's face changed again and again, and he hurriedly stepped forward to kneel and salute and opened the gate of hell. The crew takes Champa and Beerus on a march through hell. Walked a little further. Champa and Beerus suddenly heard a familiar cat meowing in the distance. Champa stopped in her tracks, grief and indignation written on her face. Beerus also clenched his fists tightly, seeing the scene that made him feel extremely angry. On a hill not far away, cat people were being beaten and tortured by a large number of rats tied to stones. These cat people let out a cry of pain. There are quite a few rat tribes around laughing happily. Champa and Beerus looked over and found that there were at least 10,000 rat tribes present. There are only a few thousand people in the cat family. These rat folk were recently sent to hell. They are the rat tribe who died in battle on Cat Star, and they volunteered to come to hell to experience life. Because they know very well that the cat people on the Cat Star will go to hell after death. Therefore, the souls of these rat tribes who died in battle had already discussed when they were ranked, and they would go to hell together to avenge them. King Yin Luo was afraid of the power of the rat clan, so he dared not disobey. Besides, they deserved to go to hell. So King Yin Luo sent them to hell with a wave of his hand. Tens of thousands of rats entered hell, looking for cats to take revenge. Now, they have collected more than 1,000 cat people in hell, gathered them together, and tortured them continuously. Presumptuous! Beerus was furious and quickly flew high above the sky, looking down at the souls of the rat race. Damn you all! Champa followed closely, with veins popping up on his forehead. And after seeing Champa and Beerus appearing above the sky, the souls of many rat races present froze one by one. What is the origin of these two cats? Why is there no halo on the head? Where did these two kittens come from? Aren't they dead? How did you not die? This is hell. Many souls of the rat clan talked to each other. Many cat people present were also a little stunned. Aren't they Champa and Beerus? Are they both dead too? No. Why don't they have gold halos on their heads? Why do they change their clothes like this? I didn't recognize their identities for a while because of their clothes. After the cat people were briefly surprised, many cat people immediately recognized Champa and Beerus. After all, there are also many cat warriors who have just died. At that time, there were not many surviving cat stars, and they basically knew each other. You guys are so courageous. You dare to bully our cat people even after you're dead. Who gave you the right? Beerus said coldly. Kill them. Champa's face became more and more gloomy. The two cats no longer had the slightest hesitation and grabbed them fiercely in the air with their big hands. Immediately, many rat warriors were caught up from the air. Boom! Beerus waved his hand lightly, and an invisible energy covered the past. Boom! In the blink of an eye, the souls of tens of thousands of clans disappeared in an instant. In less than a few seconds, there were only a dozen rats left on the scene. The dozen or so mice were frightened silly. The souls of many cat stars present were also completely stunned. How did Champa and Beerus become so strong? Boom! Champa didn't mean to show mercy and grabbed again with his big hand, directly killing the souls of the remaining rat clan. Champa, where are Dad and Mom? Did you see them? Beerus asked, frowning. No, I'm looking for it. Champa gritted her teeth impatiently. Go down and ask them. They might know, Beerus suggested. Yeah. Champa nodded. Champa and Beerus fell from the sky and landed among the souls of many cat people. Are you really Champa and Beerus? A cat star looked at the two kittens in disbelief. Well, it's us. Beerus nodded. Have you seen my parents? Champa asked. I saw it some time ago. A cat star scratched his head. I don't know where to go now. I remembered they seemed to have been rescued by Taido Wu. A cat star patted himself on the forehead. Is Brother Wu Taido here, too? Beerus' eyes lit up. Yeah, Taido Wu is trying to fight back against them, but we are too weak. Many souls have disappeared after fighting here. An elderly cat star side said. Besides, there are rat clan alliances everywhere, and only we cats are fighting alone. Mom, Dad, they are fighting with Wu Tai. It won't be. Champa's face changed again and again. Boy, find me quickly. If you can't find me, I'll kill you. Beerus stepped forward and grabbed the staff member by the collar and shouted coldly. The staff were all terrified and hurriedly took out an instrument trembling. I have a location here. As long as I say my name and identity, I can locate his soul. The staff hurriedly said. All the cat stars present were stunned. How could the staff be so cowardly in front of the two of them? If their names can't be found, that means they've already. The staff's voice became smaller and smaller. The faces of Beerus and Champa became more and more gloomy. The staff can only pray silently now that the parents of these two guys had better not be killed. If the soul dies, it really disappears. 917, no matter which world it is, it no longer exists. The staff hurriedly entered the names of Champa and Beerus' parents on the instrument and located their soul bodies. Found it. Great. The staff wept with joy when they saw the name displayed. So far, so good. Almost scared me to death. If you disappear, these two gods of destruction will definitely kill me. It's about 100 kilometers away from here. The staff pointed to a location on the map. Champa and Beerus also breathed a sigh of relief. You can handle the matter here. If you can satisfy me, I can consider forgiving you. Beerus said coldly. Ah, yes, 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 Lord Gods of Destruction. The staff hurriedly knelt down. Champa, let's go. Beerus said. Yeah. Champa nodded vigorously. Whoa, whoa. The two disappeared in the same place in an instant. The Cat Star people present widened their eyes one by one, showing confusion on their faces. The staff just now called Beerus Lord Gods of Destruction. Is it wrong? Isn't Gods of Destruction rat folk? It is worth mentioning that after coming to Hell, many cat stars also know the legendary of Gods of Destruction. Only then did the cat people know how powerful the rat clan was. It is said that the rat race has 800 billion races in this universe. This is a very large number. All thoughts of cat star people are desperate. Naturally, other races in Hell did not dare to provoke the rat race, so they joined hands with the rat race to bully the cats. The cat star man has been tortured badly during this time. But, to the surprise of cat stars, how could this staff member call Beerus Gods of Destruction? You don't know yet, do you? The staff's attitude became extremely respectful. The two of them are the newly appointed Gods of Destruction. Lord Beerus is the Gods of Destruction of the 7th universe, and Lord Champa is the Gods of Destruction of the 6th universe. Chapter 93. Many cat stars showed shock on their faces. After hearing the news, the other races were all dumbfounded and fled in all directions in fright. The cat star actually released Gods of Destruction. This is great news. Champa and Beerus traveled more than 100 kilometers forward and soon saw two figures appearing in a large canyon. Hey, Champa, look over there. Beerus suddenly became excited. Champa stared in the direction Beerus was looking, tears welling in her eyes. The boy's father. Look, are they Champa and Beerus? A catwoman in the canyon also rubbed her eyes, looked up at the sky, as if she suddenly recognized her. Yes, it's really them. Father Cat's face changed slightly, revealing a look of sadness. Are they dead too? That's good. Our family is reunited. The cat mother sighed. Whoa, whoa. Champa and Beerus no longer had the slightest hesitation and immediately stepped forward and landed on the opposite side of the two cat people. Dad, Mom, we're coming to see you. Champa and Beerus kneel and salute their parents. Unexpectedly, even you are dead. Father Cat sighed helplessly. Let Mother take a good look at you. The cat mother stepped forward with a kind face, hugged the two kittens in her arms, and gently stroked their heads. The four hugged each other and cried. It's been 2 years. How time flies. Father Cat said with emotion, it's just that I never expected that we would be in this place when we meet again. Champa, you are still so fat. The cat mother smiled kindly. Beerus, you take good care of your brother. At least you keep him in such a cute shape. Father Cat forced a smile. Dad, Mom, why did you come here? There don't seem to be any ghosts around here. It's quite safe. Beerus felt around and breathed a sigh of relief. Tai Do Wu brought us here, Father Cat explained. This place is only temporarily safe, but soon we will be discovered by the rat race. Even if we're not discovered by the rat race, it will be a headache if we're discovered by other races. I never thought that I would have to suffer so much after death. The cat mother sighed. It's just a pity for you too. Did you just die? I have a question I wanted to ask you just now. Champa, Beerus, why don't you two have halos on your heads? Father Cat asked curiously. Hey Dad, because Beerus and I are not dead, we are still alive. Champa laughed. Cat mother, cat father. The parents were stunned at that time, and they didn't come back to their senses for a long time. Cough, cough, don't be joking. Father Cat coughed. This joke is not funny at all. How did you hide the aura? Also, what kind of clothes are you wearing? Why are you dressed so strange? The cat mother also came back to her senses and said to Champa and Beerus, well, this is sabotage. Ruth, however, before Beerus finished speaking, he immediately sensed a lot of aura rising from a distance. Sure. The next moment, a dozen of White's mice appeared above the Grand Canyon in a flash and looked down on Champa and the Beerus family. A dozen or so white mice like a rainbow. They are particularly eye-catching in this hell. As if the entire hell had been occupied by these dozen or so white mice, the sky changed color and black clouds filled. The endless darkness shrouded the hell, which was originally endless darkness, with a deeper black tide. The father and mother cats were pale with fright. Children, run! Get out of here! Father Cat said in a deep voice. Let me hold them back. Beerus, take Champa and get out of here quickly. Go as far away as possible. Don't let them catch you. They are scarier than demons, the cat mother said. After finishing speaking, the husband and wife straightened up and stood up, ready to fight. Isn't that the two little milk cats? Quincy looked at Champa and Beerus in surprise. Champa and Beerus also recognized the leading white mouse at this time. It was Quincy. How are you here? Champa was taken aback. Unexpected. Quincy snorted coldly. You guys made a mistake. What's the matter? Beerus, do you know him? Father Cat asked. Yes, his name is Quincy, the rat god that Champa and I killed together. Beerus nodded. What? You two teamed up to kill him? Father Cat was surprised. Quincy, why are you here? Isn't your soul destroyed? Champa asked this strange question again. Champa, you also remember that he was destroyed by Master? Beerus asked. Yeah, I saw it with my own eyes too. Champa nodded. What do you two little milk cats know? Quincy said with a smile. It's very simple. As long as I kill myself before he destroys me, my soul can escape. Champa and Beerus suddenly realized. No wonder he met Quincy here. This guy is really cunning. But you two little milk cats were finally beaten to death, right? Quincy sneered. Quincy, is it the master of these two little milk cats who killed many of our people? Asked the other Songyumao mice. It's them. I will never forget them. Quincy's angry soul trembled violently. That's great, they are a family. I just caught them and tortured them. A white-haired mouse smiled contemptuously. And that guy named Wu Taidu. We must find out Wu Taidu from their mouths. Otherwise, it will be difficult to solve my hatred. Quincy's teeth itched with hatred. If that guy Wu Taidu hadn't sealed me back then, would I have had this kind of encounter? Master Zushin must have made a move. They deserve it. They are unlucky. This is what they asked for. Quincy laughed almost insanely. The two little milk cats. Where is your master? Your master is dead too? Tell me the whereabouts of your master. A white cat and mouse looked at Beerus with a smile. My master will not die. Even if I tell the whereabouts of my master, I'm afraid you will have nothing to do with him. Beerus smiled. Beerus, don't play tricks with him. When there is a fight, you take Champa and leave immediately. Father Cat hurriedly lowered his voice. Dad, why did you leave? Champa chuckled. I know that you two have become stronger, but they're all godlike existences, and there are so many of them. No matter what, it is impossible to be their opponents. Mao Jiao said in a deep voice. Beerus, should it be me this time? Champa suggested. It was always you who took the shots in the previous few times, but this time you stay and protect Mom and Dad. Understood, go quickly. Beerus nodded without objecting. How long do you think it would be appropriate for me to deal with them? Champa grinned. Whatever you want, just don't take too long. Beerus snorted. Then 10 seconds. Champa said. What do you two want to do? Especially you, Champa? What are you going to do? Hurry up and listen to what Dad said, and get out of here with your big brother Beerus, and I will fight with Dad, the mother cat scolded in a low voice. Don't worry, Mom. This kind of matter is left to Champa. He can already take charge of it alone, although not as strong as me. Beerus laughed. Champa rolled his eyes. The previous words are quite nice. Is what you said later human words? Okay, I'm going. Champa rubbed his fists. Call out. Immediately afterwards, Champa turned into a streamer of light, appearing above the sky in an instant. Bang, bang, bang. Champa launched a fierce attack on the white mouse above the sky. In a flash, the dozen or so white mice were killed on the spot. No, to be precise, it disappeared on the spot. Their souls turned into dust and completely dissipated in hell. Now Champa has reached the second stage of gods of destruction, and his strength has surpassed that of two Dandan. It's too easy to deal with such a few white cats and mice. In less than 10 seconds, Quincy was the only one left among the dozen or so mice on the scene. Quincy was dumbfounded and didn't come back to his senses after being dazed for several seconds. "Where can you go this time?" Champa smiled and stretched out his hand to Quincy's soul. "Do you want to kill yourself again?" Quincy was completely stunned, completely unresponsive. If you commit suicide again, it will just disappear, right? What a pity. You have nowhere to escape." Champa's hands are already condensing destructive energy. You, this is impossible. How could this happen?" Quincy shouted loudly. "You can't kill me, otherwise the Lord Ancestral God will not forgive you." Zhao Nuoz, Ancestral God? Your ancestor is that guy too Dandan, right? Champa chuckled. "That guy's nothing special. He's already a half-dead mouse." What did you say? You defeated the Ancestor God? Stop joking." Quincy couldn't believe it. "Look at my clothes. Haven't you found any problems yet?" Champa said with a smile. "It's not just your Ancestor God. Your Ancestor God's big brother Relego is also finished." You are talking nonsense." Quincy's eyes widened. "I'm not talking nonsense, because I just snatched his Gods of Destruction position to become the latest Gods of Destruction in the 6th universe." Champa chuckled. "What? The latest Gods of Destruction from the 6th universe?" Quincy rolled his eyes. "This outfit is the best proof." Champa smiled. Then why are you here? Who are you kidding? Gods of Destruction died so easily? I'm afraid you're just imagining it." Quincy didn't believe it. "Who said I'm dead? Didn't you see that I don't have a halo around my head?" Champa smiled. Quincy's expression gradually froze. This guy doesn't have a gold aura around his head. When I first met them, I thought they had hidden their halos with something. Thinking about it now, it's because they didn't die. He didn't die, so there would be no halo on his head." Chapter 94, All the Little Ghosts Meet the Gods of Destruction. Impossible. This is impossible." Quincy lost his voice. "Tell me quickly. What you said is all false. Destroy." Beerus couldn't stand listening anymore, waved his hand in the air, and a burst of destructive energy quickly hit Quincy's body. Snapped. Quincy melted into nothingness on the spot. This time Quincy was dead for good. "Beerus, UBD, just know how to grab me." Champa shouted angrily. "Come on down, Mama Kiji." Beerus smiled. Snap! Champa fell from the sky and landed in front of Beerus with an unhappy expression on his face. The cat father and cat mother were completely dumbfounded. How did our son become so strong? That's the mouse god. Oops, I'm not late. At this moment, only a familiar voice sounded from a distance. Both Champa and Beerus immediately pricked up their ears and turned their heads to look in the direction of the voice. It was Taidu Wu who appeared in the distance. "Brother Wu Taidu." Beerus was so excited that he hurried forward and gave Wu Taidu a warm hug. Champa also ran over, stepped forward and hugged Wu Taidu. "Master Wu, I didn't expect that even you were dead. That's a crime." Wu Taidu sighed. "But you two little guys really know how to find. Just found your parents." Cat father, cat mother. Beerus' parents still haven't recovered from the shock. "Uncle, aunt, it's not safe here. Let's leave quickly." Wu Taidu said. "Beerus, Champa, go. Get out of here first. Those white cats have been thrown away by me, but I think they will catch up soon. Come up." Saying so, Taido hurriedly ran to the distance. The Beerus family didn't move. Taido Wu galloped for tens of meters, suddenly found Beerus and the others following up, and hurriedly stopped. Chua! Taido Wu went back and forth, looking at Champa and the Beerus family strangely. Why are you in a daze? Hurry up, Wu Taidu urged. "I told you it's not safe here, especially you two little ones. You just died and came to hell." "How dangerous. This place is even worse than Cat Star." The Beerus family still didn't move. Wu Taidu is not well personally." "What do you mean? What's the matter?" Did I do something to be sorry to you? Wu Taidu was a little suspicious of life. Wu Taidu, you think too much. Father Cat smiled wryly. Didn't you see that scene just now? Just now? What happened just now? Wu Taidu scratched his head and asked inexplicably. Ahem. Suddenly a dozen white mice appeared. The mother cat interjected. What? Are those guys already here? Did they leave without noticing you? Taidu Wu suddenly realized. So, our position should be safe for the time, being listened to me. Father Cat sighed. Beerus and Champa also held back their smiles, showing contented expressions on their faces. Hey, Taidu Wu's anxious look is quite interesting. Champa said to Beerus. Who says no? Beerus nodded. Just now, just now. The cat father sighed. Champa, it's just that the cat father hasn't finished talking yet. Sure. Several white rays of light flashed across the sky. In just a moment, more than a dozen white-haired mice appeared, Agfi, above the canyon. Here it comes again. Champa snorted. The killing will never end. Let's take the clansmen and leave here, and let that guy, King Yin Luo, handle this matter. Beerus' face was cold. Oomph. I'm going to kill them myself. They came here to die. Champa hummed, about to soar into the sky. Run. Let me deal with these guys. Taidu Wu shouted and stepped forward. Only Champa is faster. Call out. Champa turned into a beam of light and appeared beside the dozen or so white-haired mice in an instant. Bang, bang, bang. This time, Champa smashed all the white-haired mice present in less than 3 seconds. Wu Taidu's eyes widened. His jaw almost dropped. Snap! After eliminating those white-haired mice, Champa slowly fell from the sky and landed beside Wu Taidu, showing a proud smile on his face. Taidu Wu felt endless shock and confusion. The cat father and cat mother secretly had fun. We just had this expression. If he hadn't seen it with his own eyes, who would believe such an outrageous thing? How did Champa and Beerus become so strong? What happened to these two little guys? You? I read it right? Wu Taidu finally came back to his senses and shook his head vigorously. Champa, did you really kill those guys just now? Hey, are you okay? Champa smiled brighter and brighter. How is this possible? How did you do it? Wu Taidu's entire soul and body were not very calm. Brother Wu Taidu, have you heard of gods of destruction? Champa smiled. Gods of destruction? I haven't heard of it before. Only after I came to hell, I realized how terrifying the gods behind these rats are. Taidu Wu's expression became serious. I've heard that too. It's called gods of destruction. Father Cat nodded. Gods of destruction is the most powerful god in this universe, and it's a ceiling that humans can never surpass. Oh my god, what kind of monsters did we cat people provoke? The cat mother sighed, showing endless worries. I heard that the gods of destruction can ignore the rules and enter the underworld. Wu Taidu's face became more serious. This is the most terrifying thing, and King Yin Luo has to kneel in front of him. The god of gods of destruction may be the highest existence in this universe. Even Supreme Kai can't do anything about him. Don't say it, it's too scary. For the future, let's live with the situation. Father Cat sighed. But if I can meet my 2 children here, it doesn't matter if they disappear. Yes, in fact, if you think about it carefully, the reincarnation memory will also be cleared. What is the difference from disappearing? The cat mother comforted herself. Champa, although you are very strong, do you want to tell me that your current strength is far inferior to gods of destruction, right? Wu Taidu said. Champa, Beerus. There was silence for 2 seconds. No, Dad, Mom, Taidu Wu. Champa pointed to his nose. What I want to say is that now I am the gods of destruction, but I am not the gods of destruction of our universe. I am the gods of destruction of the 6th universe. The gods of destruction of our universe is Beerus. Wu Taidu froze. The cat father also widened his eyes. The mother cat showed disbelief on her face. Ha ha! Champa, you little fat cat knows how to joke. After a short silence, Taidu Wu laughed, but he didn't believe it. The cat father and cat mother did not believe it either. Who can believe such a thing? After all, Taidu Wu has only been dead for more than a month. Even if you want to become gods of destruction, how can you be so fast? Why do you think I'm joking? Champa showed his white teeth. At this moment, A large number of guards came out, holding a magical potion that could fight against the soul. When this magical potion is sprayed on the soul will feel endless pain. But living humans will not be harmed. These guards are all living people, and they are quickly restricting the rat race, and even killing some of the rat race who resisted immediately. For a time, there was a lot of wailing in the hell, and the sound of rats was endless. What happened? Wu Taidu floated up quietly, looked around, showing endless shock. What? The guards of hell are dispatched? They are killing the rat clan? How could this happen? Suddenly, a group of guards rushed towards this side. Wu Taidu was startled and sank down hastily. In this hell, the most terrifying thing is these guards, because there is a special layer of armor on the body of the guard. No matter how powerful the soul is, it will not cause damage to these armors. This is the difference between the dead and the living. Hello. If you see the Rat Clan, please contact us immediately. The leader of the guard immediately stepped forward and respectfully said to Wu Taidu. Wu Taidu froze. When did these guards become so humble? Is this still the guard I know? After the leader of the guards finished speaking to Wu Taidu, he suddenly saw Champa and Beerus standing in the Grand Canyon. The face of the guard leader changed again and again. The next moment, the leader of the guard hurriedly led the team down into the Grand Canyon and quickly appeared in front of Champa and Beerus. Wu Taidu was so frightened that his soul almost lost his mind. The cat father and cat mother also turned pale. Are you here to capture my son? Although the three were afraid, they still blocked Champa and Beerus with their bodies. Greetings, Lord Gods of Destruction. A dozen guards knelt down and shouted in unison. Wu Taidu, cat father. The three were dumbfounded. Gods of Destruction? Are Champa and Beerus really gods of destruction? Not bad. Beerus said lightly from behind. There are guards like you in hell. What? Can you defeat those rats if you dispatch them? Yes, Master Beerus. We are living people. We have artifacts that can restrain the soul. No matter how powerful the soul is, it will be restrained in this hell. The guard leader said respectfully answer. In addition, this kind of artifact can only be operated by living people, and the soul cannot be used, so there is no need to be afraid that they will steal the artifact. Chapter 95, Have You Really Become Gods of Destruction? I don't want to hear the details, so let me ask you, how long will it take to get rid of all these rats? Beerus asked. This. The leader of the guard didn't know what to say. Forget it. You're just a part-time worker, right? I'd better ask that fellow Yin Luo. Beerus snorted. You can go. Yes, Master Beerus. The leader of the guard bowed his head and saluted, trembling with fright. The other guards also knelt down and heard that they could leave, so they hurriedly got up and fled quickly. Wait until the guards leave. The cat father was completely stunned. The cat mother also looked at her two sons with surprise and joy. Wu Taidu spent a long time. He didn't come back to his senses. There was a full 10 seconds of silence. You two really became gods of destruction? Taidu Wu couldn't laugh or cry. I told you just now, it's my parents and brother Wu Taidu who don't believe me. Champa said with a smile, believe it now. You, when did you become gods of destruction? Taidu Wu looked at Champa and Beerus with a complicated expression. Just took office today. Champa smiled. It stands to reason that Mom, Dad, and brother Wu Taidu should all go to heaven to enjoy happiness. Beerus said, but because of the previous gods of destruction, that guy Yin Luo sent you to hell on purpose. So now I want to take you out of the hospital. The clothes on you. Wu Taidu muttered. That's right. This is the unique costume of gods of destruction. Champa said with a smile. And this year's sticker, isn't it cool? Ahem. Talk about how you became gods of destruction. What about the previous gods of destruction? Taidu Wu asked. The previous gods of destruction have been imprisoned, and all of this was done by our master. Champa showed endless pride and pride. Master? When did the two of you worship a master? Taidu Wu was very surprised. I've only been dead for a month. Even if you are apprentices, how did you improve your strength so quickly? I haven't seen you for a month. You've all become gods of destruction. Wu Taidu's mood was extremely complicated. Of course, he was more happy for these two kittens. Our master is the most powerful god in the universe. Beerus' expression showed endless pride and pride. Full universe? Taido Wu was taken aback. We have a total of 12 universes. When I say all universes here, I mean these 12 universes. Our master Luo Tian is the most powerful god in these 12 universes. No one is his match. Champa, excited, said, Master wiped out the 3 gods of destruction of the rat race, of course including the gods of destruction Riligu of the 6th universe where I am. Taido Wu fell silent. Father Cat fell silent. The cat mother was very surprised. There was another long silence. It's amazing, my child. You can have this adventure. Your father and I and your brother Wu Taidu will also be proud of you. The cat mother said softly. Champa, Ruth, you are gods of destruction now, and I have something to tell you here. Father Cat's expression suddenly became serious. Father, what is so serious? Champa was taken aback. Beerus nodded respectfully. You don't want to learn from the gods of destruction of the rat clan. That will only make us cat people suffer from the hatred of the whole universe. Father Cat said, Don't worry, Dad. Master said that all destructive Shindu in the future must not develop their own ethnic groups without authorization. Otherwise, Master will destroy these gods of destruction without hesitation. Champa smiled. However, Master also told us secretly that the 2 of us can secretly protect our own group. Beerus lowered his voice. This is a treatment that other gods of destruction do not have, but it can only be sheltered 3 times. After that, it depends on their fate. Champa sighed. Don't just sigh. You're going to take up the post in the 6th universe in the future. If something happens to the cat star, it'll be a long time before you get here. Beerus rolled his eyes. Humph. Champa hummed. Father, Mom, Brother Wu Taidu, let's get out of here. Beerus said, By the way, take all the cat people with you, and I will take you to heaven myself. Father, Mom, Brother Wu Taidu, please forgive me and Beerus for not being able to bring you back to life. Champa sighed. Even if we are the supreme gods of destruction, we cannot bring people back from the dead. What are you talking about? Silly child. The mother cat smiled and said, Why do you want to be resurrected? It would be nice to go to heaven and live a good life. I just want to go to heaven. Maybe that's the life I'm longing for. Father Cat showed his expectation. Beerus and Champa flew into the sky with their parents, and Taido Wu followed behind them without saying a word. All cat people who think they have done nothing bad and who think they are in heaven, come with me. I will take you out of hell and take you to heaven. Beerus shouted loudly. Those who haven't arrived yet, don't worry. The people of the tribe, King Yin Luo, will retrial in a few days. If he dares to be unfair again, I will come and break his leg. Meow, meow, meow. Many cat stars present let out cheerful meows. Afterwards, Beerus and Champa led many cat stars and walked towards the exit of hell with arrogance. Many cat stars sighed for a while. I didn't expect that we cat people would give birth to 2 gods of destruction. Father Beerus, you 2 elders will enjoy the blessings in the future. A cat celebrity sighed to the cat father. Mother Beerus, I really envy you for having such a good son. Some cat star people sighed at the cat mother. By the way, the 2 of them were born on the same day, right? Well, born under Beerus, the cat mother nodded. You don't know, do you? When Beerus and Champa were born, purple lightning flashed in the sky. Father Cat began to brag. The whole sky was dyed purple. I only knew that after the 2 of them, it will be very promising for sure. When I was pregnant with the 2 of them, I felt like I was swallowing mountains and rivers. I never thought I was pregnant with 2 gods. The cat mother also cooperated seamlessly. Many cat stars present were deeply moved. Wu Taidu. Taidu Wu couldn't listen anymore. Is that so? I'm a child you picked up. I have grown up with you since childhood. Can I not know what happened at that time? You 2 just accidentally gave birth to Champa and Beerus, right? Of course, Wu Taidu couldn't point it out, because Wu Taidu was also brought up by kind-hearted cat father and cat mother since he was a child. The 2 of them treated Wu Taidu as their own son. Under the leadership of Champa and Beerus, many cat people left hell. 0. Seeking flowers. Immediately afterwards, a staff member immediately arranged a special car to send thousands of cat people to the entrance of heaven. Why? Send it directly to heaven without reviewing it. Beerus turned cold, frowned, looked at the staff, and asked in a cold voice. This, huh, there's no need to review this, Mr. Yin Luo Wang said. All the cats will be sent to heaven. The staff replied respectfully. Tell him to roll over to see me immediately. Veins popped up on Beerus's forehead, and an angry look emerged. Yes. The staff was terrified and rushed to report. Beerus, what's going on? The cat mother asked in a low voice. Mom, we're not a rat race. And because of me, all cat people can go to heaven unconditionally. Beerus said, Beerus is right. If we do that, what is the difference between us and the rat race? Father Cat gave Beerus a thumbs up. Here, I want to emphasize something to everyone. Beerus said loudly, don't think you can enter heaven because of my relationship. This kind of thing needs to be reviewed. I believe you're very clear about what bad things you have done before your death. If you do too many bad things, you will not enter heaven. Many cat people also have twinkling eyes, trying to think about whether they have done any wicked things during their lifetime. I have 1 T of small movies in my computer hard drive, but I'm the only one who enjoys it. Is it not a bad thing? Some cat people said. Hand asked, what's a little movie? Beerus scratched his head and asked, stupid. Master Beerus is still a child. Don't talk nonsense in front of him, a cat person shouted. I really miss your era, and you still watch small movies leisurely. Some cat people also sighed. We have been fighting in the following years. How can we have the energy to watch those things after about 3 minutes? Yin Luo Wang Li rushed over in no time and knelt down in front of Beerus at that time. King Yin Luo, you are so courageous, Beerus said coldly. You don't review. Just let my people go to heaven. I knew I was wrong, and I will review it right away. King Yin Luo hurriedly said, sweating all over his body. Just review it here. I'll watch you review it. Beerus was cold. Yes, Lord Beerus. King Yin Luo replied. Soon some staff came to the scene with tables and chairs. King Yin Luo took out the Book of Life and Death and reviewed the cat people present one by one. In fact, most cat stars are eligible to enter heaven, so the review process is relatively easy. Barry, he performed well during his lifetime, did a lot of good deeds, robbed a bank at the age of 18, was caught and imprisoned for more than 10 years. Released afterwards, I returned to a normal life. When the Rat Clan arrived, I was crushed to death by the Rat Clan's universe spaceship. After King Yin Luo saw the life of this cat man, he was stunned for a while. Big nod. It stands to reason that such a person cannot enter heaven. Of course, not going to hell. They should be sent to the reincarnation area, waiting in line for reincarnation. However, Yin Luo Wang Yin could only send him to heaven because Beerus was on the scene. You can go to heaven, Yin Luo said kingly. King Yin Luo figured it out a long time ago. Lord Gods of Destruction said that he needs to review it, but it is nothing more than a show. 7. Chapter 96, Xeno Weakness Period. Shao Quan can't fight? Wait a minute. Beerus' face darkened. King Yin Luo immediately looked at Beerus respectfully. He did a lot of good deeds before, but robbing a bank once should be considered as an offset. Beerus said coldly. Yes, yes. King Yin Luo trembled. After getting out of prison, I returned to a normal life. I didn't do any good or bad things. Why can I go to heaven? Is the threshold for going to heaven so low? Beerus asked. No. King Yin Luo was a little scared. Snapped. Beerus pointed at King Yin Luo's table. Immediately, King Yin Luo's desk turned into scum and completely dissipated. King Yin Luo knelt down directly, trembling with fright. What? Do you really think I dare not beat you up? Beerus said coldly. Give me a new trial. Do you really think I don't understand anything? Yes, Master Beerus. King Yin Luo hurriedly responded, rearranged, and sent the cat star named Barry to the reincarnation zone. Now, King Yin Luo has clearly realized that what the newly appointed Lord Gods of Destruction needs is to enforce the law impartially, not to go through the back door. Soon it was the turn of Beerus' parents. King Yin Luo's heart almost jumped out of 077. How can I review the two of them? What if the two of them are not fit to go to heaven? Fortunately, what worried King Yin Luo did not happen. Beerus' parents have done many good things in their life, and they have hardly done any bad things, so they can indeed go to heaven. Next is Wu Tai-du, who also meets the conditions for going to heaven. Okay, let me repeat again. I hope you enforce the law fairly. Beerus ordered. Yes, Master Beerus. Yin Luo Wangli replied immediately. Let's go, Beerus greeted. Afterwards, Beerus no longer cared about the matter of King Yin Luo's review, but walked with Champa in the direction of the entrance of the heaven with his parents and Wu Tai-du. Soon, Beerus and Champa took them into heaven. This is heaven. It really is completely different from hell. Father Cat sighed with emotion. So, we can start a new life here. The cat mother smiled. Father, Mom, you can live well here. Beerus feels that the environment in heaven is not bad. If you are really tired of life in heaven, it seems that you can apply for reincarnation. Don't listen to Beerus' nonsense. Champa was anxious. You can't be reincarnated, because once reincarnated, your memory will be erased. If your memory is erased, you won't be your parents. If life in heaven is better, fools will reincarnate. Father Cat laughed and patted Taido Wu on the shoulder. Yes, Taido Wu. Yes, Taido nodded. Children, can you visit us more often in the future? The cat mother asked. Definitely come sometime. Beerus nodded. Sixth, the universe can only be rushed over, and the distance is relatively long. Champa said, but I will often come to visit my parents, as well as brother Wu Tian. After you die, we can be reunited as a family. Father Cat laughed. What are you talking about? The child's father? The cat mother rolled her eyes. But then again, both of you are already gods of destruction. How long is your lifespan? Father Cat asked. I heard the prophecy fish say that gods of destruction's lifespan is infinite. Beerus replied. Infinity. The cat mother was taken aback. It means life is eternal. If you don't die in battle, you shouldn't die of old age. Champa explained. Cat father, cat mother, Wu Tai-du. Taido Wu felt speechless again. If you die in battle, as long as you can kill me and Champa, it is estimated that neither of our souls can escape. Beerus said, yeah. Champa nodded. The souls of those dead gods of destruction dissipated. The cat father and cat mother were speechless. I was looking forward to the scene of family together. As a result, you come to an eternity of your life. Even if you die, your soul will disappear. Father, Mom, Brother Wu Tai-du, we should go back too, Beerus said. Beerus and I are planning to go to Cat Star to say goodbye to them. Champa also said, go, children. Father Cat nodded. Come on, my children. The mother cat hugged Champa and Beerus. The first universe, universe space. Luo Tian walked slowly in the universe space of the first universe and observed this universe. Luo Tian discovered that the major universes are indeed chaotic nowadays. Although the rabbit clan on the side of the first universe is withdrawing troops, they still don't forget to harass the passing planets while withdrawing troops. For a time, where the army of the rabbit clan passed by, many planets became waste planets. However, compared to the seventh universe, the number of rabbits in the first universe is not too many, and the number of deaths is only about 2 billion. In fact, 2 billion is not a small amount. Of course, if you look at the entire universe, it's really nothing. Luo Tian shook his head, and there was nothing polite about it. Shwa! With a wave of Luo Tian's big hand, he directly covered the past. Immediately, the 2 billion rabbit clan vanished into thin air, completely wiped out. It's interesting. Luo Tian smiled. Gods of destruction of the first universe. I gave you face, right? The gods of destruction of the first universe probably simply issued an order to evacuate his people. But how to evacuate? He probably didn't go into details. This also resulted in the evacuating races harassing the passing planets. What do you mean by evacuation? You are clearly taking the opportunity to capture other planets, right? What was gods of destruction in the first universe called? It seems to be called pulling pants. Yes, fall. Ask him. Call out. Luo Tian turned into a stream of light and flew towards the direction of the universe center. While flying, Luo Tian also let go of the induction and quickly sensed the guy with destructive energy in the universe. Luo Tian is not sure now whether Gods of Destruction Lakurong is on the Gods of Destruction star. However, under this induction, Luo Tian suddenly discovered that there were 7 destructive energy reactions at the edge of the universe far away. Luo Tian was delighted at that time. Are you 7 gods of destruction gathered together to discuss how to deal with me? Check it out. Luo Tian changed his figure in the air and galloped in another direction, where the 1st and 12th universes connect. Lakuzi and other gods of destruction are still releasing destructive energy, attacking the seal of the enchantment. Come on, everyone, you must remove this seal within 7 days. Lakuzi said loudly. Bang, bang, bang. The powerful destructive energy hit the enchantment, but the enchantment seemed to just set off small waves. However, the color of the enchantment has also become darker than before. Continuing to develop at this level, I think we can lift the seal within 3 days. Wu Kuzi analyzed. 3 days? Great. Faster than we thought. Gods of Destruction said excitedly. Is there really a powerful god in another world? There's also a look of expectation on the face of Gods of Destruction. There must be, maybe even stronger than Master Zeno. Lakuzi smiled. Otherwise, why did Master Zeno seal this place? He can go to another world and conquer that world. So, you mean that Master Zeno is also afraid of the gods of another world? Asked Gods of Destruction. That's right. Lakuzi nodded. But then again, where did you say Master Zeno went? Did you really leave him behind? Gods of Destruction also asked curiously. Of course, these gods of destruction are not idle while asking, constantly releasing destructive energy, and continue to harden the seal of the enchantment. You don't know, but I heard another piece of news. Wu Kuzi smiled and said, It's about Lord Zeno. What news? Master Zeno seems to fall into a period of weakness every once in a while. How weak is it? It seems to be only as good as our gods of destruction. Yakuzi said with a smile. What? Will it be so weak? Will his erasure still work? I don't know about that, but it seems that our gods of destruction cannot be erased. Shikuzi smiled mysteriously. Shindu's eyes lit up with numerous destructions. So, Master Zeno must be looking for a place to hide during this period, right? Someone speculated from Gods of Destruction. So, this is the best time for us to break through the barrier. Niao, Kuzi nodded. I also guess that Mr. Quan 1.9 may be hiding. My brother is right. Otherwise, would Master Zeno show up for such an important meeting? Lakuzi added. Yeah. The Gods of Destruction present nodded in agreement. I heard that Master Shaoquan doesn't have a period of weakness, but he can't fight, but his erasing ability is not weak at all. Shikuzi added. Huh? Master Shaoquan can't fight? Does he not have the ability to fight? It doesn't seem to be. What Master Shaoquan inherited is Master Zeno's ability to erase. Wu Kuzi replied. The level of combat has not been inherited at all. Why are you talking about those useless things? Don't forget, the 2 guards are also very powerful. If you take anyone out, they're many times stronger than our gods of destruction. We're just chatting, not really challenging them. Shikuzi smiled. Several gods of destruction continued to release destruction while chatting. I'm curious what the other world will look like, and what kind of monsters will come out. Gods of destruction smiled and looked at the enchantment. I still say that even Lord Zeno wants to seal this place, which means that the gods of another world are more powerful than we imagined. Lakuzi said. Chapter 97, All Gods of Destruction Dismissed. Hope they'll be friendly. There's Gods of Destruction sigh. Let's work hard. Try to open the barrier as soon as possible. Let the god of that world come over. Niao Kuzi waved his arms. Well, come on. Luo Tian flew over without a sound and smiled slightly at Niao Kuzi. Come on. Niao Kuzi didn't come back to his senses for a while and even nodded kindly to Luo Tian. Then, the medical library consultation will be released and cannot be broken. 3 seconds later, the atmosphere at the scene gradually solidified. The expressions of the 7 gods of destruction present also changed again and again. Inspector, Master, Inspector. Niao Kuzi trembled and hurriedly knelt down. The rest of the gods of destruction also immediately bowed to Luo Tian. Get up. Luo Tian smiled. The 7 gods of destruction were trembling with fright and didn't know what to do for a while. It's over. Found out. This is bad. What are you 7 doing here? Luo Tian asked with great interest. What is this? A passage from another world? No, it's not. Gods of destruction wave his hands vigorously. That's not the case, Lord Inspector. We destroy. Luo Tian didn't want to be polite and directly hit him with a destructive energy. Snapped. This gods of destruction was beaten into nothingness at that time, completely vanishing into thin air. Lakuzi and the gods of destruction were all shocked. Is this Inspector serious? And why is it so strong? None of our partners had time to resist, and he was killed by him at once. His destructive energy is too powerful. 06. I don't like the lying gods of destruction. Luo Tian snorted and looked at Lakuzi and the other gods of destruction with a sneer. Lakuzi and the other gods of destruction trembled even more violently. This inspector is definitely a ruthless person. Without hesitation, we destroyed the gods of destruction of one of our universes. This place belongs to the first universe, the gods of destruction of the first universe. Your name is Lakuzi, right? Tell me. Luo Tian looked at Lakuzi with a smile. Yes, Lord Inspector. Lakuzi had no choice but to bite the bullet now. But how do you tell the truth about this kind of thing? If I told the truth, I would still be beaten to death by him. Lakuzi felt very embarrassed. Tell me, what is this thing? Luo Tian asked with a smile. I think you all seem to have ruined the day, right? This is an enchantment. It is said that it can lead to another world. Lakuzi quickly replied. Oh, what kind of world is that? Have you heard of it? Luo Tian asked. It seems to be the demon world. It is said that the most powerful god in that world is the demon god. Lakuzi explained. Devil god? How powerful is it? Luo Tian smiled. As for how strong he is, we don't know. Only Lord Zeno has seen him. Lakuzi replied. Oh, Master Zeno has seen a demon god. Luo Tian was slightly taken aback. We are talking about the old Master Zeno, not the current Master Shaoquan. Lakuzi explained. The seal of this barrier is Master Zeno's masterpiece. He does not want the barrier to be opened. Let the demon god come to our world. Then, with so many of you destroying the barrier here, do you want the demon god to come over there and deal with me? Luo Tian looked at Lakuzi with a smile. Lakuzi, oops. Talk too fast and get yourself involved. This is troublesome. Yes, yes. Lakuzi bit the bullet and nodded lightly. For the sake of your honesty, let's wipe off one of your arms as a punishment. Luo Tian said, with a light wave of his big hand. He wiped off Lakuzi's 10 arms directly. Without even reacting, Lakuzi realized that one of his arms had disappeared. As for you, accept the punishment together with him. Luo Tian snorted, waved his hand again, and wiped off one arm of the other 5 gods of destruction. These 6 gods of destruction were scared silly at the time. This inspector is not only powerful, but also Master Zeno's erasure technique. Are you King human? The 6 gods of destruction trembled with fright and honestly knelt down even lower. I've already given you a chance, but you didn't cherish it, and instead tried to find a demon god from another world to deal with me. Luo Tian sneered. Therefore, your gods of destruction position will be revoked from now on, and now you will immediately go back and take care of your group. I hope you won't let me down again. As for your missing arms, you can grow them back through healing potions and other medicines, but it's best not to let me know, or I won't be happy. The faces of the 6 gods of destruction changed again and again. In other words, I dare not grow arms in the future. If the Lord Inspector finds out, the Inspector will definitely destroy us himself. Master Inspector. Yes, yes, yes. I was threatened by their brothers. I didn't want to participate at first. The gods of destruction hurried forward and said, Oh, really? Are they threatening? Luo Tian looked at the gods of destruction with a smile. Yes, I was going back to shrink the ethnic group, but the 2 brothers wooed me and said that they wanted me to join their team and fight against the Lord Inspector. I couldn't beat them, so I had to temporarily agree. The gods of destruction hurriedly responded. Since you want to rebel against me, Then rebel honestly. Don't turn against me when you find something is wrong. Luo Tian shook his head. Gods of destruction like you. There is no need to exist. Destroy. With a wave of Luo Tian's big hand, he directly destroyed this gods of destruction completely. There are only 5 gods of destruction left. These 5 gods of destruction are really going to be freaking out. Mr. Inspector simply doesn't play his cards according to common sense. These 2 universes of gods of destruction that I destroyed just now, push them to be responsible for cleaning up their ethnic groups. Luo Tian smiled. Can I? Zakuzi asked hastily. Let your brother go. Luo Tian smiled lightly. Me? Lakuzi was taken aback. No problem. Just why did you choose me to go? I have no other intentions, Mr. Inspector, because I want to give me a redemption chance. That's not true. It's because I have wiped out the people of your universe. Luo Tian replied. What did you say? Lakuzi's face changed again and again. The rest of the gods of destruction, hurry back and shrink your group, and post a message in your universe, by the way. I'm going to choose a new gods of destruction to take office. Luo Tian snorted coldly. Yes, yes, Lord Inspector. Lakuzi and the other gods of destruction didn't dare to say much, so they could only respectfully kneel down and salute. By the way, it is worth mentioning that if you dare to kill humans who have the potential to become gods of destruction, I don't mind destroying you in the past. Luo Tian turned cold and said sternly, also, if you have the ability to run for gods of destruction. All the gods of destruction present, except for La Couronne, breathed a sigh of relief. Since clansmen can also run for gods of destruction, so we still have a chance. As long as our descendants become gods of destruction, everything is fine. Now, even if other races become gods of destruction, our status will gradually be eliminated. Only Lakuzi felt sad, because Lakuzi's ethnic group in the first universe was wiped out by Luo Tian. If your people have the ability to run for gods of destruction, I will not choose them. Luo Tian added. Niao Kuzi and the rest of gods of destruction were speechless. Don't talk so out of breath, okay? May I not know what you think? Luo Tian sneered. If your people have the ability to run for the gods of destruction, you will find ways to suppress other races without hesitation. Many gods of destruction are silent. That's what we thought just now. This inspector really knows everything. Remember, this is your last chance. If you behave well, I can spare your life. Luo Tian said with a serious expression. Of course, you can also rebel against me, but I don't mind putting you and your people are all wiped out. Yes, Lord Inspector. Several gods of destruction quickly kowtowed to apologize. Go. Luo Tian waved his hand, indicating that they can get out. The remaining 5 gods of destruction hurried away. Only Luo Tian was left on the scene. Luo Tian silently looked at the black vortex in the distant space. Black's vortex remained motionless, as if it had been frozen, which seemed a bit strange in this space. Luo Tian knew that this vortex was sealed. As long as the seal is broken, the gods of another world may appear in this world. Devil? Were there other gods? If other worlds exist, can I also absorb their energy zones? Now, Luo Tian has 2 kinds of energy saturated. One is gold energy. One is the power of destruction. Supreme Kai's divine power and erasing power are not yet saturated. Of course, the absorbed energy can continue to become dirty through self-cultivation. With a move in Luo Tian's heart, he looked at the seal again. Do you want to break this seal? See what the demon god looks like. Maybe there are dragons in it. Maybe Salama is in it. Only by bringing Salama into this world will the world have a Dragon Ball born. Yuan Zun Old Man can be reborn through Dragon Ball. Luo Tian took a deep breath, stretched out his hand, and aimed at the seal. Destroy. Luo Tian waved his big hand forward, and powerful destructive power instantly covered the seal. Crack, crack. The seal that had been worn by the 7 gods of destruction for a whole day without seeing any movement was just cracked by Luo Tian lightly. Cracks spread to the surroundings, and the seal might be broken at any time. Chapter 98, Demon World. The Boundless Black Land. Above the land is brown sky, which is truly cloudless. The surroundings of the earth are extremely empty, as if the universe is so endless. At this moment, above this piece of brown sky, there's a ray of light that is as bright as a star moving fast. The picture gradually zooms in, revealing the image of a little girl with a ponytail. The little girl looks very cute. If calculated according to human age, she looks about 10 years old. The little girl's hair is silvery white, and she holds a scepter in her hand. However, the little girl's expression seemed a little flustered. When the camera zooms out further, it can be clearly seen that there are two streamers of black chasing at the direction of the little girl. Call out! The little girl suddenly waved the scepter lightly, and two invisible energies flashed from the scepter. Two invisible energies instantly appeared in front of the two groups of black streamers. Bang! Bang! The two streamers of black lightly waved their hands and directly sent the flying invisible energy flying. There was a violent fluctuation in space. Little girl. The little girl bit her lip and accelerated her flying speed again. Vados, you can't run away. One of Black's shadows suddenly said, Jia, Jia, Jia. The end of the devil world is just ahead. You have nowhere to escape. Little angel, stop honestly. Is there anything we can discuss properly? Another shadow of black also smiled. There's nothing to discuss. You want to catch me and threaten my father. Do you think I don't know anything? The little girl said. This little girl is none other than Angel Vados in her infancy. If Luo Tian saw such a scene, he would definitely be surprised. Luo Tian would never have imagined that Vados, who is an angel, would have this kind of encounter. Vados, little angel, after you are caught by us, at least your father has a certain chance to come and rescue you. Black Shadow said with a smile. The two black shadows gradually approached Vados, and the distance between them was getting closer and closer. The faces of the two were slowly revealed. I saw that these two people looked a bit like Dubra, but their faces were black, their complexion was extremely dark, and there was endless evil in their eyes. It's hard to imagine that a person who looks like Dubra can chase Angel Vados all over the world and flee. Of course, they're not actually Dubra. They are countless times stronger than Dubra. Vados bit his lip, picking up speed again. At the same time, the crystal ball of the scepter in Vados' hand flickered a few times, trying to get in touch with his father. However, somehow, Vados was unable to contact his father anyway. What? Do you want to contact your father through that stick? Heiying smiled and said, You should stop doing wasted work. The two of us have already shielded this area, and your stick can't get in touch with your father. Oops, things are getting worse. Vados sighed helplessly. Little angel, you can catch him without a fight. Heiying laughed loudly. Although the other shadow didn't speak, the corner of his mouth curled up in an evil curve. Boom! Ouch! In the next moment, Vados exclaimed and bumped his head against an invisible barrier in front of him. Vados blushed from the pain and rubbed his aching head. Immediately afterwards, Vados raised his head and looked forward, and suddenly found that a large barrier appeared in the space in front of him. The barrier is like a glass cover, blocking this area. Just now, Vados bumped into this barrier, which made his head hurt a little. Here, is this the end of the world? Vados murmured. Whoa, whoa. After such a slight delay, the two shadows behind Vados followed quickly and appeared behind her. Little angel, you can really run. Heiying said with a smile. We have tracked you from the center of the demon realm to the end of the demon realm. The other black shadow said less, just smiled contemptuously, feeling like he was caught in urn. Anyway, this little angel can't run away. This is the end of the demon world. Vados sighed slightly. Do you know what lies beyond the end? I don't know, and I'm not interested in knowing. Heiying snorted. You should take care of your own situation. Do you still have a place to run? Don't run. Don't run. I'll just go with you. Vados hesitated, looked around, and replied. That's pretty much the same. If I knew this earlier, why bother? Heiying smiled lightly. If you want to blame this kind of thing, you can blame your father. Who made your father not know what is good? You demons have been bullying our angels for a long time, and you haven't allowed us to resist. Vados snorted. If you bully you, bear with it. Heiying smiled. Resistance is futile. Your father is indeed strong, but he is still far behind Lord Demon God. My father will defeat the Demon God. Save our angel clan. Vados shouted sweetly. Go ahead and make your spring and autumn dream. Heiying sneered. Okay, stop talking to her, take her back, and hand her over to Lord Demon God. Another black shadow spoke. Okay. Sombra nodded and was about to go forward to catch Vados. Vados was just about to use the last bit of Angel's power to escape in another direction. Although Vados was very tired and unable to resist, she didn't want to be caught without a fight. Crack, crack. Suddenly, cracks appeared in the barrier in front of Vados. What? Vados was stunned. What's the situation? The eyes of the two shadows also widened. How does it look? The enchantment here is going to be broken. The two black shadows were a little scared and couldn't help pulling away from here. Click, cracks spread around again. Boom! Accompanied by a muffled sound, the deepest area of the crack exploded all of a sudden. Suddenly, a spiral black hole appeared in that area. What? The barrier has been opened. The two shadows were shocked. Vados bit his lip, and then without the slightest hesitation, he turned into a streamer as bright as a star and fell into the black hole in an instant. That black vortex should be another world. The black figure who spoke less frowned and said in a deep voice, I've heard of that world, and it said that the strongest is a guy named Zeno. Really? Can we beat him? Asked another shadow. The two of us are PD off. But Lord Demon God will definitely be able to beat that guy named Zeno all over the place. Should we invite Lord Demon God over? There's no need for that. The guy named Zeno may not appear at the exit. Shall we go in and get Little Angel back? Walk. After a brief discussion between the two, there was no longer the slightest hesitation, and they immediately plunged into the dark vortex. Dragon Ball World. Just as Luo Tian shattered the barrier, he saw a stream of light rushing out from the dark vortex. After Vados appeared, he immediately glanced towards Luo Tian and then looked back and forth, left and right. Immediately afterwards, Vados hastily turned around magnificently, aiming the scepter in his hand at Black's spiral flame. Snapped! The power of Angel quickly covered the spiral flame. Hey, big brother, come and help me. Can you help me seal this position again? Vados asked hastily. You are. Luo Tian's eyes lit up, both surprised and delighted. This female doll, how does it look so much like Vados? It can't really be Vados, can't? Call out. Luo Tian flew forward quickly, looking up and down at Vados. Vados, you haven't seen my race? Vados asked, dumbfounded. What's your name? Luo Tian asked. Vados replied. Luo Tian. Sure enough, it was Vados. You look so kawaii. This is really a windfall. I originally thought that the other world was connected to the Dragon Clan. Unexpectedly, it was the Angel family. Do you have a problem with my name? Vados was speechless. It's okay. Luo Tian smiled. Just as they were talking, the two demons had already entered the black vortex, trying to break out from it. Oops. They're coming out, Vados exclaimed. Help them, they're strong. Beware of your world being destroyed by them. Li is good, Luo Tian nodded thoughtfully and replied, I want to test how strong they are. Aren't even you their opponent? Hey, Vados sighed helplessly. If I were their opponent, should I still be in such a hurry? What are you asking? Boom! There was another muffled sound. Immediately afterwards, two black figures rushed over from the black vortex and quickly appeared beside Vados and Luo Tian. Look, let them run over. Vados looked at Luo Tian and said. Luo Tian looked over silently. Aren't these two guys the black-faced Dapra? The looks are quite interesting. Luo Tian didn't have anything to be polite and directly turned on the energy absorption mode. These two guys don't look like good people at first glance. If you don't smoke, who else can you smoke? However, under Luo Tian's suction, he found that it couldn't be sucked. That said, the energy inside these two guys is new type. If it is energy of destruction, even though Luo Tian has already absorbed the energy of destruction, it can still be absorbed. The absorbed energy will appear in the hand, which can be dissipated or used by others. Can't absorb it? It's nothing to worry about. Shua. Luo Tian quickly appeared beside the two shadows and patted their shoulders lightly with both hands, absorbing a bit of their energy. Chapter 99 Vados. How did they die? Shua. Luo Tian returned to the position just now, silently feeling the absorbed energy. It really is a new type of energy. The color of the energy is pitch black as black hole balls. Luo Tian guessed that this might be magic power. Not bad. There is another peculiar energy zone. Now there are 5 kinds of energy in Luo Tian's body. The energy of gold, the divine power of red, the erasing power of nothingness, the destructive power of purple red, and the magic power of dark black. The two shadows were also frightened. As soon as the two came over, they found that the person from the different world disappeared suddenly and appeared behind him and patted himself on the shoulder with his hands. The two of them were terrified, but then they discovered unexpectedly, it seemed that this guy was nothing special. You slapped us twice, and we didn't suffer the slightest harm at all. Is he Zeno? Sombra asked. He's not. Only the devil knows what he is. He should be a common human or a god of this world. It feels like he's nothing special. You're right, it's just a bit fast. Kill him. It's useless to keep it. I think it will work. Huh? Have you noticed that something is wrong? I feel like the magic power in my body is dissipating rapidly. What? Me too. How could this be? Hey, big brother, run quickly. Don't be in a daze here. Vados didn't know whether to laugh or cry, and hurriedly stepped forward and grabbed Luo Tian, leading him to draw a streamer as bright as a star, and quickly fled the scene. Ahem. Why are we running? Luo Tian asked. Don't you know how scary they are? Didn't you attack them twice just now? Did it work? Vados sighed slightly. Luo Tian didn't say much to 373 and took the opportunity to absorb a trace of Angel's power in Vados' body. Immediately, there were layers of angel power in Luo Tian's body. Good stuff. This angel power is definitely a good thing. Luo Tian resisted the urge to suck Vados dry. How many angels are there in your world? Luo Tian asked. Vados, you know a lot of things, and you know I'm angel? Vados was a little surprised. I know a little bit. Luo Tian nodded. So, are our worlds and this world ever connected? Vados speculated. Yes, that's right. Luo Tian replied. Forget it. Now is not the time to talk about these things. Don't let me drag you away. You should also increase your strength. We can fly together so that we can escape their pursuit faster. Vados suggested. Don't run away. They didn't catch up. Luo Tian smiled. They're still staying in place. Huh? Really? Vados was taken aback for a moment and immediately turned his head and glanced behind him. Looking at the past, Vados was stunned at the time. Sure enough, the two black shadows were in a daze in place, and they seemed to have moved forward for about 100 meters, and then they disappeared. Wait a minute. They seem dead. Vados froze. Yeah, it's true that I can't sense their breath anymore. Luo Tian nodded. I said I sucked them to death. Would you believe me? You two are so arrogant. Who will you kill if I don't kill you? Did they bully you? Luo Tian asked. Oh my god. They hunted me down for half a month. I just flew from the central area of the demon realm to the Cape of Tinya. Vados sighed and mustered up his courage. I'll go and have a look. Call out. Vados flew in the direction of the two demons and raised his vigilance for fear that the two of them would be plotting something. However, when Vados took a closer look, he found that the two of them were dead. Really dead. Huasi was still a little puzzled, holding the scepter to scan the two people for a long time. Really dead. Definitely not pretending. What happened? How did they die? Vados wondered. Maybe if you do too many immoral things, you will die if you die. Luo Tian smiled. Vados looked at Luo Tian with suspicious eyes. Luo Tian turned a blind eye. Help me seal the barrier now, lest more demons come to this world, Vados suggested. While speaking, the scepter in his hand flashed with the power of Angel and quickly covered the barrier above. It didn't take long for the enchantment with cracks to appear before, and the cracks at this time were being repaired bit by Vados. Fortunately, the demons didn't come after them, and Vados had plenty of time to repair it. More than an hour has passed. Vados finally finished repairing the barrier. Black's vortex stopped spinning again, as if it was fixed on the universe space. Luo Tian didn't stop him either, and planned to understand the situation first. Anyway, it is very easy to break this enchantment. You can't plunge into the demon world with your eyes in the dark, and then just suck it up. If there are really scary guys on the demon race side, it won't be troublesome enough. It's better to be careful. Luo Tian is not that kind of reckless person. Snap! With a wave of Luo Tian's big hand, a group of destructive energy quickly covered the barrier, which is equivalent to adding a layer of protective cover on the barrier. Now you can rest assured, right? Luo Tian smiled. Well, not bad. After you add this layer of protective cover, it's obviously much safer here. Vados nodded in satisfaction, just like a little adult. I'm very interested in that world of yours, so tell me and share it. Luo Tian smiled. I'm also more interested in your world. Can you take me on a trip in this world as a guide? Agf. Vados proposed with a smile. Of course, no problem. Come with me, Luo Tian said, leading the way slowly in front. Vados walked side by side with Luo Tian. Luo Tian also had nothing to hide, telling Vados the layout of this world. After talking for nearly 20 minutes, Luo Tian finally explained this world clearly. It's amazing this world exists in the form of universes. Vados couldn't help feeling there are a total of 12 universes in this world, and the 2 universes that add up to 13 are mirror images universe. In the universe, where there is creation, there is destruction, and they are gods of creation, namely supreme, Kai, and gods of destruction. I get it. It's interesting, it's very interesting, and it's completely different from our world. What kind of world is it in your place? Luo Tian asked. Is it called the Demon Realm? No, our world is called the City of Angels, and it's an endless continent. The vastness of the continent even catches up with your universe here. Vados explained, there are many angels like me in the City of Angels, but one day a certain barrier in Angel City was suddenly opened, and a large number of demons emerged from the barrier, quickly occupying our world. I think your strength is not low. Even you can't beat them? Luo Tian asked curiously. We angels are a peace-loving race. Although we have magical abilities, we rarely fight. Vados said softly, and if we fight with all our strength, we will disappear. This is our angel, the characteristics of a family. You don't have to fight with all your strength. Do you have to fight with all your strength every time? Luo Tian answered without being surprised. Well, you're right. Vados nodded. Has the leader of the demon race already taken over your world? Luo Tian asked again. The leader of the demon clan is known as the demon god, and he has occupied the largest city in our angel city. Vados sighed. During this period, our angel clan also resisted, but it was difficult to be their opponent. Later, my father led some war-fighting angels resisted them and gradually regained some lost ground. Your father? Luo Tian asked. My father is very powerful. At present, only my father can fight against the demon god. Vados replied. This time I was playing outside, and I was accidentally discovered by 2 elders of the demon clan. I had no choice but to run away. Just thinking about it, I ran to your world. The strength of a demon god is not much different from that of your father. Luo Tian was thoughtful. Yeah. Vados nodded. Besides the demon god, are there other powerful demons? Luo Tian asked again. I don't know about that. Probably not. Vados shook his head. Basically figured it out. Luo Tian nodded. Let's go, I'll bring you something delicious first. Are you hungry? Our angel family doesn't need to eat, and we will never be hungry. Vados grinned. But if there is something delicious, you can taste it. Follow me. Luo Tian took Vados and quickly flew towards some living planet. Afterwards, Luo Tian killed a wild boar on this planet and directly roasted and ate the pig. After eating the delicious barbecue, Vados felt the pleasure brought by his taste buds at that time. Oh, I didn't expect the food in this world to be so delicious. It's the first time I've eaten such delicious meat. Vados ate happily. By the way, what kind of meat is this? Wild boar. Yes, Luo Tian nodded. This is the most common animal. The meat of common animals is so delicious. Vados was filled with emotion. Have you ever eaten crab? Luo Tian asked. Crab. Vados shook his head blankly. I'll catch you a crab for you to taste. Luo Tian quickly came to the beach and directly caught a 2-meter large king crab. Chapter 100 Champa. Here comes the 6th universe. Oh my, is the meat of this monster edible? Vados was amazed. Try it and you'll know. With a smile on his face, Luo Tian set up a bonfire and roasted the big crab directly. Vados watched silently from the sidelines. The big crabs are grilled in no time. Luo Tian peeled off the crab's cover, and the crab roe flowed out from the inside, and the umami taste was tangy. Quick, hurry up and taste it. Liu King greeted. Is this shit-like thing edible? Vados shook his head vigorously. I don't have appetite just looking at it. If you don't eat it, I'll eat it. Luo Tian took a sip, feeling so delicious. This tastes so good. It is even more delicious than the king crab eaten in the previous life. After all, the king crab here is wild, and the seawater has not been polluted, so it has a pure natural taste. Seeing Luo Tian eating so happily, Vados walked up with a small mouth. Let me have a taste. Vados couldn't help it. If it doesn't taste good, just spit it out, no big deal. Feel free to taste. Luo Tian smiled. Vados tasted a bite of crab roe and felt endless pleasure at that time. I didn't expect. This thing is so delicious and juicy. Vados really felt the endless taste on his taste buds. I asked you to eat it just now, and you didn't eat it. Now you know it's delicious? Luo Tian said with a smile. Well, I want to eat. Vados was very happy to eat and quickly ate up all the crab roe and said to Luo Tian, Can I catch another one? Eat the meat first. Luo Tian broke off a crab leg, picked out the meat inside, and handed it to Vados. Vados smacked his mouth and took a sip. Immediately, Vados' eyes began to dance gracefully. Oh my, I didn't expect crab legs to be so delicious. It's the first time I have eaten such delicious food. Vados sighed. The two quickly ate up the crab. Could you catch another one for me? I haven't had enough yet, Vados suggested. Okay. Luo Tian didn't object and quickly caught another king crab from the sea. This king crab is about the same size as the one just now, about 2 meters. Luo Tian set up a flame and began to grill the king crab. By the way, how old are you? Vados asked. 18 years old. How about you? Luo Tian replied and asked again. 18 years old? Are you calculating your age according to 1 solar year? Vados quickly analyzed it with the scepter and nodded thoughtfully. That's right. A year is counted according to the planet orbiting its own star. Luo Tian replied. We are different. We calculate our age according to the period of growth. Vados replied. The growth period of our angel family is about 10 years in your place. Luo Tian didn't say anything. I'm 10 years old this year. If you calculate it with you, I should be 100 years old. Vados giggled, so don't think I'm small, but you have to call me sister. Luo Tian. Oh, I called you big brother twice before. I didn't expect you to be younger than me. Vados smiled happily. When will you grow up? Luo Tian asked. Should be similar to you. Around the age of 14 or 15, I will gradually develop and grow, and my figure and appearance will be finalized around the age of 18. From then on, I will always maintain the appearance of that time. Vados replied. Yes, the lifespan of the angel family is eternal. Luo Tian nodded lightly, without commenting. Huh, what's this? Vados suddenly noticed a shiny shell caught in the crab's pincers. It seems to be an abalone. It's such a big abalone. I didn't notice it before. Luo Tian said, and took the abalone off the crab's pincers. The abalone is alive and wriggling. Moreover, this abalone is not small. It is the size of 2 palms. After seeing the scene of the abalone wriggling there, Vados' cheeks were flushed and he was extremely shy. Yeah, Luo Tian. What do you mean? Vados said with a blushing face. What's wrong? Luo Tian was taken aback. What is that? Vados couldn't bear to watch it any longer. This is called abalone, and it tastes very good. Luo Tian said, I'll grill this and eat it, by the way. Ah, can this kind of thing be eaten? Vados exclaimed coquettishly. Yes, it tastes delicious, Luo Tian said. Vados, eat it if you want, but I won't eat it anyway. Vados shouted loudly. Whatever you want. Luo Tian picked up the abalone and put it on the flame to grill. Soon, the aroma of seafood came from the abalone. Seeing the abalone struggling on the shell, Vados felt that his heart was also struggling. Could this be left off the grill? Thank goodness this thing is a black. If it's blue then, Vados didn't even dare to think about it. By the way, do your parents know that you came to our world? Luo Tian asked. Do you need to say hello to them, lest they worry about you? I want to say hello, but this world and our world have been closed. If I want to say hello, I can only open that barrier again. Vados shook his head. If it doesn't work, just open it. The gods of destruction in our world are not easy to mess with. Luo Tian replied. Forget it. Vados shook his head lightly. It's been so long, and I haven't contacted my father for a long time. He may be busy with his own business. Okay, then you can have fun in this world. If you like, you can stay. You're very welcome here. Luo Tian smiled. Can you really stay? Vados was slightly taken aback. Besides, with your strength, you can be regarded as one of the best existences in our world. Luo Tian said with a smile. So if you stay, I can let you take charge of a universe. Can you make me responsible? Vados looked at Luo Tian thoughtfully. Yes, I am the inspector of this world, and I have the qualifications to appoint gods. Luo Tian smiled. Oh, I didn't expect you to be quite high. Vados smiled. No wonder you can open the enchantment. What else do you want to eat? Luo Tian found that the king crab was almost eaten soon. One more king crab, Vados suggested. Do you really not eat abalone? It tastes delicious. Luo Tian said. Don't eat, don't eat. You can't eat that thing. Vados refused decisively. Luo Tian. Afterwards, Luo Tian caught a sea fish from the sea and roasted it on the bonfire for Vados to eat. 0. Seeking flowers. Vados ate so much that he didn't even want to go back to Angel City. The city of Angel is ruled by so many demons, and they have to flee everywhere after returning. It seems interesting to live in this world called universe, and the crab is so delicious. It's this creature called abalone, which looks a little too much. The food was almost finished. Luo Tian suggested to take Vados around. Where to? Vados asked. I'll take you to the world of gods of destruction. Luo Tian said. Okay. Vados didn't object. Get up. Luo Tian stretched out his hand to Vados. Yeah. Vados nodded slightly, holding hands with Luo Tian. The next moment, Luo Tian turned into a stream of light with Vados and flew in the direction of the 6th universe. 7th universe. Cat Star. Beerus and Champa are guests at General Noir's mansion. Unexpectedly, the two of you really became the gods of destruction of this universe and the 6th universe. General Nova sighed for a while. The rest of the felines are also happy for Beerus and Champa. With such two strong shields, our cat star will have a backer in the future. Don't be too happy, Master said. We can only help you 3 times. Beerus said, took out a crystal ball and handed it to Nuva. You take this crystal ball. Once you encounter a solution, if there is any problem that can't be solved, I will rush over immediately. But it can only be used 3 times. After 3 times, I will destroy this crystal ball. There are only 3 chances. Nuwa smiled bitterly and asked, is it okay for our descendants to use it? Didn't you just say that the lifespan of gods of destruction is infinite? Yes, but I can only save the cat star 3 times, and you can't go around and invade other people's planets just because I am gods of destruction. Beerus emphasized again, of course, we cat star people are a peaceful race, and generally speaking, not going to invade other people's planets, right? That's right, as long as others don't invade us. Our cat star is still very peaceful. Nuwa stepped forward to take the crystal ball and put it away quickly. There may be fewer and fewer chances to meet in the future, especially Champa, who will take office in the 6th universe, and usually has nothing to do and rarely returns to the 7th universe. Beerus continued, Mr. Champa, I will miss you. A beautiful catwoman brought her face to Champa's. Champa's face turned red at that moment. Hey, don't come so close to me. Champa felt a little embarrassed. Gods of Destruction is also shy. Catwoman giggled. Gods of Destruction used to be human, so of course they would be shy. Champa scratched his head. At this moment, the crystal ball on Champa's body suddenly vibrated. Huh? Is it Master? Champa was taken aback and immediately took out the crystal ball, covering it slightly with the power of gods of destruction in his hand. Luo Tian's figure gradually emerged from the crystal ball. Master! Champa saluted immediately. Master! Beerus also bowed. Where's on Cat Star? Luo Tian also saw that Champa and Beerus were on Cat Star. Yes, Master. Champa and Beerus nodded together. Champa, you immediately come to the gods of destruction star of the 6th universe. Luo Tian said, Huh? Are you going to take office so early? Champa was taken aback.
No more novels? Take part in the voting. The most requested novels and those with the most likes will be chosen for publication on euroaudiobooks.com. There, I can upload as much as I want without the risk of receiving a strike. Our 18 novels and other content that exceed what is morally acceptable are only published on Patreon or the free novels page. Remember, the site is funded by donations on Ko-fi and Patreon memberships.